Everybody. Hey, Shar. Denise, Just the Facts, Wolfie, Betty Knight, Beaster. Get past where Wolfie and I were talking here. Grendel, Seawood. Hold on. I forgot. I got to mute the other screen. Okay. Hello, everybody. You got to forgive me because I'm not as good as like Shan and Daphne and all of them. Okay, that's why I go up with other people, because I don't do this on my own. So Wolfie said something about possibly joining. So we'll see if he shows up. So there's a couple things I want to go over, and then we're going to do a Q&A on Jack and Lily. So, of course, there's Jack and Lily there. So something I came across today that I thought was it was informative, but it's kind of scary, is this. And it said to be aware of like calculator apps. A lot of times those hold pictures, things like that. A lot of predators use it to hide like CSAM and stuff. Charmaine just let me know if it won't allow you. Oh no, and I don't know how to fix that. It's okay, Wolfie. I'll have to figure it out. It may be because I'm on the free one and I'm not on the paid one. That may be why it didn't. But it said, parents beware, like the calculator app on a child's phone may not be what you think. As kids get new phones for Christmas, it's important to be aware of the apps they're downloading, even the ones that look harmless. Several apps are designed to appear as simple calculators or other things, but actually hide photos, messages, and other content behind a secret passcode. And my son, Nick, he had something similar. It wasn't the calculator, but it was another app. And he told me about it. I mean, he was honest. I guess I'll give him that. But it hid pictures that he didn't like want other people to see. And I mean, at least he was honest. These vault apps can be used to hide risky behavior, inappropriate content, communications with strangers online. Like I said, a lot of times it'll hold CSAM on predators. What you should know is some calculator apps function as a secret storage vault. Kids may use them to hide photos, videos, and messages. These apps sometimes include private browsers that leave no trace. They can be used to conceal communication with people you don't know, including potential online predators. What you can do is talk openly with your child about phone safety and responsible use. Regularly review apps on their device and look for multiple calculator apps or apps with names that seem off. Use parental controls and monitoring tools. That I didn't do because my son was so open about it. And we had a rule in our house that I could go through his phone. He wasn't allowed to delete anything, so I could go through his phone at any time. I had all of his passcodes, and we had open communication. So, I mean, I didn't do parental controls. And discuss the dangers of online strangers, social media pressures, secret messaging. Something that has come, in the last, I don't know, few years that I've noticed is sextortion, where they get you to send nudes or other photos and then they use it against you. And that's like really scary, honestly, because just due to, like, if you don't talk to your kids about it, then you run the risk of that being an issue. So before I get into Jack and Lily, and before I get into the Q&A portion of this, because there's a couple of things I want to talk about. So the drunken ostrich, as Shan calls him, right? Said he was a cop, has claimed that he's law enforcement, has claimed that he left due to his back, an injury on the job, has claimed he left due to poor eyesight or something to do with his eyes. Well, we'll see about that. You tell me what you think. So I'm going to add this to stage. I'm going to take me off so we can see it better. So somebody came up with this, and I asked if I was allowed to share it. So allegedly, fair use here. This is not doxing anybody because this is public knowledge, right? You can get this publicly. It's public information. And I'm not going to show the whole thing. I just want to go over a portion of it. So allegedly, DT, Daniel J, DJ, who's got a wife named Brittany J. Okay, well, the J is important because it's like all the way through, right? Except for DT. So we know his first name is Daniel. And there was a thing online that said it was Hernandez and then it was Davis, but that didn't explain the J. Well, I think we might have something here, allegedly, with Daniel Lemos. Now, he is appealing a decision that was made with the City of Del Rio Police Department. So this was affirmed, and this was filed in 2015. So keep that date in mind. So the City of Del Rio appeals from an order granting a plea to the jurisdiction and dismissing a suit seeking judicial review of hearing examiner's decision in a civil service case. Daniel Lemos was employed as a police officer by the City of Del Rio Police Department after a citizen made a complaint against Lemos. The police chief suspended Lemos indefinitely. Now, for that to be the case, and the J here is Lemos, so Daniel Lemos, Brittany Lemos, and I may not be saying that last name correctly. Sorry if I'm not, but supposedly and allegedly, this is him. So we did some digging, and he was suspended indefinitely. You have to do something pretty bad to get suspended indefinitely, like in my opinion. So indefinitely, which is the equivalent of a dismissal from the department. Lemos appealed the suspension to the City Civil Service Commission and elected to have the appeal heard by the hearing examiner. So it was an evidentiary hearing. The examiner rendered a decision sustaining Lemos' appeal and reinstating him to his former position with full back pay and benefits. Now, that's all of that I'm going to cover, because the rest of it is bullcrap. The rest of it is just going into local codes and why he wasn't I can't think of the word. But right here, he received it on May 28th, 2013. His suit wasn't filed until 2015. So 2 years later, essentially. So they suspended him, and because they didn't give him a written something about the suspension, they waited too long or something, and they claim that they didn't follow, the police department did not follow the statute, so he got reinstated. From what I understand, allegedly and supposedly and apparently, he went back, but he spent the rest of the time he was there possibly in the 911 dispatch. So I don't know, but I guess he was a cop. But again, you're not a very good one. Like, you're really not. You suck, because no cop would say people are cleared. No cop would talk to people and treat people the way you did. I can see if you were a cop anyway, you run your channel. I can see why there was a civilian complaint that was bad enough for you to get booted out the door. So there's that, right? Mall cop gone wild, right? So allegedly, supposedly, I don't know. You know. Yeah, he has said law enforcement was not his calling. He quit because of his eyesight. He supposedly hurt his back in a raid. I've heard several different things. So, yeah, okay. Whatever makes him feel better, right? So, Chelsea, I see you're here, and I will try to be as friendly as I can, but things I'm going to go over, one thing I'm going to go over could be triggering to you as a family member. So I'll just say that right now. Thank you for being here. And I will try to be as easy as I can be on what I'm going to say. So, and I'm just going to go into that now. No wonder he sticks up for Daniel. They are full of the same, right? They're both full of bull crap. So, I was on my way to a doctor's appointment today, and I got to thinking, because it was so cold outside. And I remember one time I went for a walk, and within, like, I don't know, it was hour and a half maybe. It was really, really cold. Like, it was getting to me. It was really cold outside. We had like 2 feet of snow on the ground that day. And I started getting hot. And come to find out, I was suffering from hypothermia. And for some reason, that like, I don't know, that popped in my head today because it was so cold. So I started looking into it. Robin, I told him he was so far off base, he has no intuition or gut instinct. His mod blasted me. Yeah, right. He's horrible. He has no instinct whatsoever. So I decided when I got to the doctor after I had that thought, because I thought, wonder how long it would take for a kid. Because I know for me it took a while. And I had a jacket on. It was a thin jacket, but it was a jacket. And so I started looking it up, and this is what I found. I'll take me off the screen for just a second to make it a little bit bigger. So I Googled how long would it take. Well, first I Googled 3 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, because we deal with Fahrenheit here in the States, and I'm an idiot. I'm not good at the what's this and what's that. What's it turn into? So 3 degrees Celsius is 37.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So then I Googled how long it would take for a 6-year-old to get hypothermia in 37-degree weather. And this is what I got. At 37 degrees, which I did Fahrenheit, a 6-year-old could develop hypothermia in as little as 30 minutes to an hour, or even faster if it's wet. And that stuck out to me because if they're wet, right? So we know it was raining that day. I don't know if it was raining when they went, the actual time they went missing, but we know it was raining that day. And I think either the day before or the day after. So, I mean, yes, 37 isn't freezing. I know it's not a super duper cold, right? It's not in the negatives. But if Jack and Lilly left when it was 3 degrees, which is essentially is 37 degrees Fahrenheit, they would develop hypothermia, or could develop hypothermia, in 30 minutes to an hour. We know they weren't dressed for the weather. We know that it was raining, right? So it's like, that made me wonder. And because young children lose body heat quicker, requiring immediate warm shelter, dry layers, and medical attention if symptoms appear. Factors that influence the speed of hypothermia is clothing. Wet clothes drastically speed up heat loss. Well, I would think not being dressed properly, right? Jack only in a pull up and a pair of pants, or Lilly in a very thin shirt, right? It wouldn't take long. So the wind chill, I don't know what the wind chill that day was. So activity level, running around generates heat, but stillness or exhaustion accelerates the cooling. Okay, well, let's say they were walking in the woods. Let's just go down that road. They're walking. They're not running, but they are walking. So they are generating some heat. So it may take up to an hour, right? But they weren't walking the whole time. If they weren't walking the whole time. And so it just really stuck out to me, because once you get hypothermia, it goes quicker. So you get warm. So they're going to take off the backpack or the shoes or the shirts or the pants once they start getting really, really warm. And that's towards the end, right, of hypothermia, if anybody knows about that. So my fear is, let's say they are walking in the woods. If it is 37 degrees out, 30 minutes to an hour, they're in the woods. So they're now, let's say, an hour and a half. In an hour and a half, they're now hypothermic. But could they have walked in an hour and a half outside of the search range? Who thinks that they could have walked in an hour and a half outside of the search perimeter where they were searching? Damp woods would feel colder than the ambient temp. Correct. I would think so too. The ground was still frozen, or I don't know when the frost stops. I don't know. Couldn't have been too frozen. Janie was out there raking. So they really wouldn't have gotten far at all. That's my point. Like they couldn't have got too awful far. They just, in my opinion, could not have got very far. And if they couldn't have gotten very far in an hour and a half with hypothermia, then they would have been found, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me that even if you go with an hour and a half, that they would have had hypothermia, right? Like, does anybody think that they wouldn't have had? Put a 1 if you think that the kids, the way they were dressed, would have gotten hypothermia and still been inside the search range if in the woods. And 2, if you think they got outside of the search range even with hypothermia, because I don't think that they would. But I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks. There it is. In Char's live, yes, it was fantastic with Nick on there. It's fantastic anyway, but yes, it was a fantastic live. Said that Jack wouldn't have got more than a few feet. Well, I think he would have got more than a few feet, but I don't think, I think it would have been very difficult. Very, very difficult. So it looks like everybody's kind of thinking the way I'm thinking. They wouldn't have got very far with having hypothermia. I feel like they would have had hypothermia if they were dressed in what the family is saying they're dressed in. Even if they had a small coat, right? You still would get hypothermia. You still would show signs. You would have found something. I don't know. The hypothermia thing really threw me today. And I don't know why I had that thought. Because I was thinking, when I went for a walk and I got super cold, this is what happened. So is this what happened with the kids if they walked off? I personally do not feel that they walked off. So full bore trucking, you put 3. So tell me, what is 3? What are you thinking? Would be too cold for footprints. Mud would be frozen, maybe. I don't think they would have left the yard without coats. It's too cold. I agree. Fully agree. I say 3 because no way the kids went in the wood. Okay, exactly. But one, if you had to play along. Exactly. And that's my point. This is all speculation. Let's go down this rabbit hole, right? Let's take they walked away. Sorry, I have notes. I had to mark something off. If they walked away, then this would have happened and then that would have happened. XYZ, right? It follows a pattern. And in my opinion, if they walked away, if doubtful, but if they would have had hypothermia, we would have found them. Well, RCMP, you guys know what I mean. In my opinion, they never walked out of that trailer. Fair point. Believe you. I'm with you. Jack wouldn't get very far and Lilly would sit with him. Exactly. And if Jack, because Jack is little, right? I said a 6-year-old. So if I would have put a 4-year-old in there, it would have been less time. But let's say it's not. Lily's not going to leave Jack. And Jack gets really cold. He's going to want to go back. He's going to want to turn back. He's not going to want to continue walking, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know why that came in my mind today, and I don't know why I wanted to go over it. So what good would the heat searching tech have done? Well, that's kind of another thing I was pointing at with that. You know, if they're hypothermic, their body temperature lowers. That's what hypothermia is. And in one of the news clips, the drone guy said that or one of the guys, I better not say drone guy because I can't remember exactly who it was, but I can go in the document and look. He said that if you have trees covering an area and, you know, this and that and the other, that it's possible that the kids would have been missed. Okay. Now, if you go looking where like they were talking about the Please Bring Me Home search and the search for the kids, one of them, anyway, they had the helicopter up in the air. You could barely see those people and they were wearing reflective clothing. Like, so it would be hard, in my opinion, to say that they fully covered it. It would be most likely if Jack was wearing dark colors that he would have been hidden better, and they're smaller, so they would have been hidden better. And if they've got hypothermia, they might have tried to crawl in somewhere to block the wind off of them. But in my opinion, they're not in the woods. They're just not. And I don't know. I don't think they're in the woods. They didn't go in the woods. Exactly. I am behind. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to speed up. So, Charmaine, all you missed is where I went over the hypothermia thing. Yes, please use it in your opinion. And they said Lily didn't even like the outdoor stuff. Exactly. But I think she would have gone if Jack went first. But Janie said she had to practically drag and then changed it to carry Jack through the woods. So there's that. What do you mean, Amy? Because I don't believe they went in the woods. I'm just saying let's go down that rabbit hole for a minute. So I'm not sure what you mean, but you don't think it happened. The root strength. You said also if they're underweight, they would have, yes, it would, especially if they were malnourished, if they hadn't eaten, there's no water. Yes, it would have been a lot quicker. They went in that night before people stayed up to come up with this, you know, and something, I think it was shenanigans. God forgive me. I think it was shenanigans. Brought up the little girl went missing May 1st and had went in the woods. So that would have been all over the news, right? And we know Daniel follows true crime. So is that where they went in the woods come from? Is that where they got that idea? If they were locked out Thursday night, they could have died. Yes, exactly, Sandy. 100% they could have. Yes. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. If they were, yep. I agree, Amy. I don't think they went in the woods, which I don't think hypothermia is a factor, because I don't think they went in the woods, right? But I want to cover all bases. I wanted to go down this. Okay, if they walked off, what would have happened at that temperature? I think they left I agree. Ginger snap. I fully agree. I think they were that. I think those trips that Brad Wong heard um is very important. I agree. I think they left. Yes, and the name was Lilly, which mind blowing, right? That really got me. That caught my attention. It was cold, and I remember wearing my winter coat to your son's soccer. Was that day, little mama? Oh, and hi everybody. If you're just coming in, I don't get why Daniel Martell would need to shine a flashlight in culverts. Okay, he wasn't shining a flashlight. He wasn't. He was using his phone's flashlight. So I just wanted you to know it's the phone flashlight that he was using, right? He was out searching in daylight. I agree. But I put past that because if you're searching a culvert, yes, on either side of the culvert is sunshine. Maybe it's a little darker in there. I can give him a pass on using the flashlight in the culverts, though. But again, it was his phone flashlight. But he says he didn't have his phone. But he also says he always takes his phone. So which is it? Which is it, Mother Flower? Right? Bingo. I know, right? Make that one make sense for me, Denise. Make that make sense for me. Inside the culvert. Yep. Yeah. So it's like, again, really? Hey, Nova. Maybe. I don't know. It just really, like I said, I don't think they went in the woods personally. I personally think that I think the punishment went a little too far for something. I don't know what, but for something. And maybe Lily seen it, so Lily had to go too, and Meadow's so young and doesn't talk, maybe. That's what the only thing that saved Meadow. But again, all speculation because we don't know. You don't think he was really searching at all. It was for show. I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that. I don't think it's been brought up much, but why did he have water in the bathtub Thursday night? No baths, no clean PJs. Okay. When I had a bathtub, I don't know. I have a walk-in shower due to my disability. But when I had a bathtub, I would fill it up if it got super cold. And the only reason I would fill it up is because I could then boil that water and use it if I needed to. So maybe, I don't know, Robin. I cannot answer that, but that's all I can come up with is in case their pipes froze. Because they are in a trailer. And pipes will freeze in a trailer a lot quicker. I think that if either of them got into anything, they have to dispose of the body, especially after found. Yes. And I think when the kids are found, we're gonna know. Not gonna spend time searching for something if you know where it is, right? Or you're gonna lead them away from where you put it, right? If you don't want found out. I missed your live too, Nova. I will have to go back and rewatch it. I had to rewatch oh shit. I had to rewatch Shan today when I was going to the doctor. So I've got a couple of lives to catch up on. I don't think that morning happened. I can't say I fully agree because I think whatever happened around midnight. But I don't think it happened the way they're saying it happened. At all. And you're right, Salty. That is something that gets me. Because he told DT that he hadn't even went out to where the footprints were. He had never searched that out that way. Even if he had a burner phone, RCMP would be able to find pings off a tower, of course, if there was. I'm going to come back to this one. Where he went. So, hold on. Yes, ma'am. Hold that thought. I'm gonna come back to that, okay? because that's something else I want to talk about. He may have been searching for shit he dropped and left behind. Very well possible. Very well possible. I really want to know if the helicopter saw Daniel or recorded him searching. That's a good that's a good thought. I wonder if he's seen on the helicopter camera. Can someone please explain who they heard say the tub was filled with water? I don't know. I've not heard it personally. I've heard a couple people talk about it. So I don't know. Linda's in the house. Hey, babe. When that little girl was found, it was Monday because when I woke up that morning before going to search, I heard on the radio that Lily was found and then realized it wasn't. So I'm assuming you are getting ready to say you're Lily. Her, but the other Lily. I agree. And like I said, Belinda, that's what brought me to the thought today that maybe that is what gave them the idea to say that they went in the woods because of that. Because I really don't think they went in the woods. And I really think that they would have suffered from hypothermia quickly and wouldn't have made it very far if they did. You're welcome. I don't know what I'm saying. You're welcome for. Dude, I'm filling my bathtub right now in my house in case we lose power tonight during the Nova Scotia snow and ice storm we're supposed to get. See, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why, if the bathtub was filled, maybe that's why. Like, I'm not opposed to that. That makes full sense to me. I don't know. I will try to find out, but I personally do not know. I watched Char's? I was at Char's live. I was in the background starring comments and questions for Nick and them. I was there. I was in the background. Yeah, I'm in a trailer. My tap is running again, and I got a bathtub full of water for toilets. Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, if you have a clean bathtub, and even if you don't have a clean bathtub, you could still boil the water, filter the water, and use it to cook if you needed to. You could heat it up and take a bird bath. That's a nice way to say it. And still bathe. So, I mean, there's lots of reasons. I don't think the kids came home from the shopping trip. I don't know about that one. I feel like they did. I feel like whatever happened around midnight, but I can also see where you're coming from with that. Because kind of after they get home, their timeline goes to hell. So yeah, I can understand that, but I personally believe they made it home and it was around midnight. Malaya reminded me of how I acted when I lost my mom, being devastated. Yes. The word sorrow got me. Wonder if anyone happened to see their bath mat. I don't know. The children could have been told they were going to be taken to see grandma and then never made it. Possibly. But how do you explain everything else? I would have to have you expand on that. If they're if they're told, okay, you're going to grandma's house, and then what? You hand them off to somebody for what? Trafficking? Like, I don't. And that doesn't make any sense. I feel like there would have been a trace on a phone somewhere. But we'll get to that in a minute. I feel like something happened Thursday. Yeah. I totally understand that. Thursday night, Friday morning is my theory. Maybe Dee put the kids locked outside, due to noise they were making at midnight. Possibly, because they were hyper. And, one thing that got me, they didn't just say hyper. They said excited. Hyper and excited. What were they excited about? Sorry, trying to catch up here, guys. Helicopter saw D doing the tweaker. I want to see that. I'm just saying, I want to see that. Yes, guys, please, if you want to, hit the like button, share, subscribe, whatever. I don't care. My mind was blown when I seen I had 180 or something like that subs. I was like blown out of the water. So thank you, guys. Jack only had a light shirt and track pants. He could have gotten cold very quickly. I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why if they were outside hypothermia comes into play and it makes no sense, right? That's why it doesn't make any sense because of the way they were dressed. They would have gotten hypothermia quickly, very quickly. Yes, I am that Melissa. Thank you. A lot of hard work. I might pull it up later. I will share a link to it. I think everybody's got it, but if you do have the link, feel free to share it with people. Because it's all based on fact or what we know. I don't think they actually looked when they got up, my opinion. You don't look for something, you know where it's at. Just saying. What were the kids fed for dinner that night, right? Don't know. They got home. We don't know what they ate. They probably didn't, honestly. She was too overwhelmed. Exactly. They didn't have to look because they know where it's at, and you don't look for something that's not missing. Out of respect for Belinda, I won't elaborate. Okay. In the description of this video, I think is my Facebook if you want to talk privately and discuss your theory. They probably just grabbed food, right? Maybe. There was a mattress outside and a big hammer beside it. There was a mattress outside. I don't remember seeing the hammer, but the mattress was outside. How long had it been there? Do we know? I mean, that's one question I'd like to have answered. Were there stains on it of any kind? Maybe they were sending them on a trip. I don't know. Maybe. Bottom line, 2 people know exactly what happened, possibly 3. I agree with you, except for I don't think it's 2. I think the bottom line is 3, possibly 4. You'll get me to 500. I might have a stroke if that happens. I don't normally go live without other people. They didn't like the rain, right? So they're not going to be out in it. In my opinion, maybe the kids climbed into a car or left in car at midnight. Light flipped on to notice that the kids weren't in bed. I'm going to have to say I'll agree to disagree with you on that. I just, I don't know. I have to agree to disagree on that one. I'm sorry. I think that Jack had a pull up on and that's it. He had a pull up on, but he also had pants on. I'm not sure what shirt he had on, but he did have pants on. She put them to bed in their day clothes. Yes. No family dinner, no comfort. Exactly. And they're sick. But hey, go to bed. I'm going to get up and get Meadow something. I'm not even going to check on you. I'm just calling you into school. Who doesn't check on a sick kid? You've called them in twice and you don't at least get up to see if they need medicine? What the frick, lady? What if they were asleep in the car when they got home and they forgot to bring them in and they got hypothermia and nobody heard it? Maybe. Possible. I mean, we don't know for sure, but it's possible. I mean, people leave their kids in the car all the time. At least in the U.S., you hear about it all the time, especially in the summertime where, the kid was left in the car and died. There was this one case. The grandma was watching the child, and I think she accidentally ran the child over and killed the child, right? And so then the mom and dad, which was her daughter, ended up having another baby. Grandma was watching the baby girl and forgot her in her car, and she didn't make it. So that was 2 grandkids that she had a hand in unaliving, and I think she got like 4 years or something because they didn't get her for murder or anything like that. They got her for neglect causing harm, I think. It's like, yeah, you hurt one of my kids, you're not watching another one. That was the mattress that Janie had. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Yeah, they did have cement mix, but I mean, I don't necessarily think that without something else, I don't necessarily think that's a red flag. But did the dogs check the cars? I don't think so. I think they checked the house. Belinda, yes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be nice in the way I'm wording stuff, guys. I'm trying. Um, because I know Belinda's watching and Chelsea's watching. And even if they weren't, there's a chance that they would. So I'm trying to be nice about how I word it. Yes. Okay. So moving on. I think that the RCMP, let me remove this. That. Remove that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the kids' picture up because the rest of it's pretty much just talking. So for me, things that don't add up for me is one of the things, many things. Why was Justin so upset on Monday? Right? Okay. So I added something. Sorry. Um, I don't multitask very well. What was I saying? Oh, on Monday, why was he so upset? And for me, I almost feel like something was said to Justin of what happened or something was confirmed to him. Because I don't think it's just, oh, he realized they weren't in the woods and were upset. Because yes, that would make somebody upset, in my opinion. But I also don't think that it would make somebody as upset as he was. He was crying uncontrollably. Like he was really, really upset. Like that's not something I would think would just be like, oh, it's okay. But yeah, Justin crying is a clue. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's just, coincidence. But I don't believe in coincidence after coincidence after coincidence. So he hasn't. But he hasn't come out saying he doesn't agree with him either. Who saw Justin crying? Belinda. Belinda saw Justin crying. I got that information directly from Belinda. He was crying uncontrollably, is what she told me. I think he may have realized his brother was full of crap. In my opinion, allegedly, speculation only, right? Maybe. Maybe that's all it was. But crying uncontrollably makes me think he knew a little bit more than that. Maybe. Yes, it was a great show last night with Nick. It was very good. And I dare say you did a lot better at it. And Nick did a lot better than he did on the DT show. I'll just say that. Probably because of the host. Because he sucks. Didn't he say he didn't want to get involved? Come on now. It's family. You're involved. You're out there searching. What got me is he's out there lounged on the four-wheeler like, whatever. It's just another day. You got 2 kids missing. I'm not lounging on a freaking four-wheeler. I'm liking your energy, Fulber. Melissa is always looking for mods. You should ask. I don't know who that is, Wolfie, so we'll see. He was more upset than Malaya. Malaya didn't show any emotion, remember? Yeah, and then he vanished. And then he's like, yep, I'm out. Justin might be the only one that has a heart in the family. I can agree with that. And after 3 days, it hit him hard that something happened to them. And it's hard for him to take. Very possible. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. Yeah. Funny how that works when the host lets their guests speak. I know, right? And doesn't cut in and try to gaslight them and tell them they're stupid. I waited for that one on the DT. I waited for him to basically call him stupid. Um, it's just weird that at the start people would say he wasn't involved because he has a family. Anyone can be evil. Yeah. And if you live in the United States, having a family don't mean jack squat. Look at Andrea Yates. Look at Susan Smith, who put her kids in the car and ran it into the lake and watched them dip down and listened to them cry. Like, come on now. It happens. I'm just saying. Ooh, shenanigans is in here. Hold on a minute. I gotta find my other. Where you are. There you are. Okay. Sorry, guys. I needed to add her as a moderator. I can't think. Want to go over a bit of your show last night on mine today, but I said I would only do an hour and got trolled and distracted. You get trolled a lot. Hey, let them come in here, right? Chris Watts, Ashley Buzzard, Diane Downs. Like, I forgot about her. Dude, what she did was evil, man. That is pure evil. Pure evil. If you guys don't know who this woman is, Google it. I can't even say what she did on YouTube. They'd have me gone in a split second. So I wrote down some things that I don't understand why the RCMP didn't do. And that they didn't lock down the scene right when they got there. And that I feel like that was crime scene 101. Lock the freaking thing down. I don't understand why they didn't. They didn't lock it down. They didn't log the people that were there that were arriving. They didn't log the people that were leaving. They didn't log the cars and, what was on the scene, whether, it's been talked about the dog. Okay, well, how many dogs were on the scene? What was the scene like? It's called scene safety. If you're ever in medical field, law enforcement, fire, anything like that, we're taught scene safety. First thing you do, is your scene safe? Well, you don't know if your scene is safe if you don't know what animals are there, or you don't know. Well, I guess in Canada, you guys aren't allowed to have pew-pews, but you didn't do anything. You didn't lock it down. You didn't log anything that we can see. Preference that we can see. And it took them forever. Let me add this to the stage. Because this is, of course, the document that I've been working on. Give me just a second here, guys. The phones. So, I need to go to this section and fix it. Oh, no, I don't. I did. Okay. So they seized the phones on the 6th and on the 7th. So on the 6th, the RCMP at 9:20 in the morning seized Malaya's phone. Okay. Well, that's what, 4 days? 4 days that she could have deleted stuff, like, I don't know, Text Plus and whatever else could have. I mean, hello. As soon as you get there, everything goes on airplane mode, every single electronic, and you take it. You don't, whatever, it's all right. No, you don't do that. And then they didn't take Daniels till the next day. I mean, why? Why, RCMP, did you wait 4 and 5 days to seize something that had evidence on it? Okay, yes, I know you can put it on Cellbrite and get the information, but you should have seized it that day. Crime scene 101. Lock it down. Log everybody, arrival and leaving. Log your scene and what it looks like. Take electronics. Easy. I don't understand. Okay, I've got to go back here to, yes, Shenanigans got a wrench because I know her. I want receipts that Justin wasn't staying at Jay's temporarily. Well, I don't have it, Nature Walks. Somebody is trying to get it, though. Oh, Charmaine, your mic is not trash. Yep, working on it. Daniel has a wrench, too. Oh, on his floor. Yeah. It was in the door, according to him, for the bear. But that could just, I don't know, walk around the house and come in that unlocked, unbarricaded back door that's so silent, but yet he could hear it. They had to set up the base twice. I wonder who complained the first time. I don't know. I've heard that, but I don't know. Did they take the kids' iPads? No. No, they did not, Seawood, because Daniel got reported to CPS because he walked over and gave Malaya her mail and the kids' iPads, or tablets as he called them. And she reported him for that when they were visiting with Meadow at different times, but they passed. And Janie even said, I would have gave her my hand, not the mail. I bet you would have. Slow? Who's slow? Robin. We're trying to get lock the side, right? That's what I was saying. Yeah, hey. Who worries about the back door, right? Who all corrected or gave statements on the 6th and 7th? I would have to look that up. I don't have that on hand. And I honestly haven't looked at it. So Chelsea, in my opinion, they took the word of those on the scene too quickly. I agree. Fully 1000% agree. And proceeded as a missing child incident. 100% agree. And all missing children should be, and I said this back with Sebastian Rogers, all missing children should be treated as a crime scene until proven otherwise. Because if you're in there and you do luminol, or you take pictures, or you take fingerprints, whatever, you're treating it as a crime scene. You can go back later and say, well, we think they walked off, so let's lower it. You can't go back and say, well, it's 7 months later, let's go luminol it and see what we can find. No, because you didn't do your job in the first fucking time. Sorry. Anyway, fully agree with you. Fully. This is why I tried to find the head sergeant to ask why abduction was ruled out so early on. Yeah, the only thing for me, Chelsea, that supports the abduction theory, and I've gone down many a rabbit hole. Ask Charmaine, Shenanigans, Daphne, Sunny, ask them. I've gone down all kinds of rabbit holes. And the only reason I can think that they went with abduction, or they ruled abduction out, because the only thing that speaks to abduction is that the kids stopped at the end of the driveway. But I don't think they were abducted, and I don't think they were in the woods. And I think that RCMP royally screwed this up because they can't go back now and fix it. Just like when, I don't have the picture handy right this second. Let me see if I can find it. The picture of, sorry guys, Malaya. This is why I don't do lives. I'm good with other people. It's okay. I'm horrible by myself. Where would I have put that? Let me see if I can find it here. That one's not got it. Anyway, I'll have to try to find it later. Anyway, the picture of Malaya sitting on the porch. If you zoom in on that, you can actually see what looks like blood on the porch, right? On the railing. That porch was dismantled, but only that part of the railing is gone and put up a new one. Like they sawed it off, but only that part. I will have to find it. And if I end up going live again, I'll show it. And if I don't, maybe somebody else, because I know other people have that as well. So, did they take the kids' tablets? No. Did they seize Janie's phone? Not that I can tell From what I could tell from the court documents that I have access to, only Malaya and Daniel's phones were taken. Just listening again, resumed packing, enjoying it. Oh, well, thank you. I suck at this, but thank you. So what? I've literally been here since the beginning of this live. You know me. I know you from this live. Like, I don't talk to you outside of it. Yes, I agree with you. Chokes, I get it. Yes. Well, it's not that it's just I have to give it to people like I talk to them outside of here. Like I know we're all on the same page, basically. The Barry grandmother who visits homes during the wee hours of the night. If you leave a wrench at the door for him, oh my lord. Oh my lord, baby Jesus. I agree, Chelsea. They did. They took their word at face value, and it screwed up the whole thing because, like I said, they can't now go back and get evidence from day one. You can downgrade it, but you can't go back and get evidence. Yeah, that was before the protection order. Not you, Melissa, the RCMP. Oh, they work too slow? Yeah. They should have. And that's what I'm saying. All electronics in the house, all phones should have been put in airplane mode, downloaded on Cellbrite, which takes 10 minutes. I mean, look it up. It doesn't take that long. And that's what they use. That's what we use in the States. It's called Cellbrite. And it will download everything from the phone. It'll contacts to deleted things. Like it downloads everything. I know I have a potty mouth. I'm sorry. And I'm being really good right now. Trust me. Ask the people who talk to me outside of here. That should have been done like immediately. And I don't understand. Like you gave them time to delete evidence. That's exactly what you did. You just, yeah, we don't care. Keep your phone. Delete it. It's all right. Why did she delete Text Plus? How did she know that she wasn't going to need it anymore? Right? If you're hoping that the children are going to be found, why did you delete Text Plus? You said you deleted it because you didn't need it anymore. How do you know you weren't going to need it? I mean, how did you know? Agree, it is always to be a crime scene if there's children missing. I'll never understand how it's not, and I won't either. I believe everything should be treated as a crime scene until proven otherwise, because like I said, you can downgrade later. You can't now go back to day one and get photos and video and evidence and, luminol it for that day. Like, you just can't. It's too late for them to check out those tablets. Or not too late. No, it's not. If they could get their hands on it. No. Because they can use Cellbrite, I think, on a tablet too. Melissa is the rabbit hole. I do, though. I like to go down rabbit holes. Just ask Shar. I'll do it. You need somebody to dig into it. I'll do it. Kids didn't have food. I'm surprised they had tablets, right? Those had to be a gift from somebody. It had to be. Oh, thank you guys. I'm trying to do okay. I'm trying to keep up. Oh, you got a free tablet when you got your phone. Okay. So that tells me you probably went through like Verizon, AT&T. I don't know who's in Canada. Someone like that, possibly, and got a free tablet. I don't know who they had, who their service was through. They might have. I don't know. I asked Daniel if the kids had Roblox or anything on their tablets. He said no, but he didn't know what I was alluding to. I know what you're alluding to. See, Sam. That is the Predator Playground. Roblox is the Predator Playground. I won't. My niece, she's banned from it. If she's at my house, she's not allowed to play it. I won't let her play it. Or maybe he did know and avoided it. Possibly, because he follows true crime for 5 years. Maybe. It's her hopeful tone when Malaya says, which abduction is possibility. That concerned me. Yeah. She showed no worry, in my opinion, none. Um, like, why would that make you feel hopeful? Well, I guess it would make her feel hopeful, other than, you know, the other possibility of them not being alive. I mean, so anybody that knows me knows I've had a missing child who was later unalived. So if I put myself back at that spot of abduction, um, you do have hope, because if somebody abducted them, they most likely didn't abduct them just to hurt them right away, right? They could still be alive. Okay, what did I say about the step going? Okay, so there's a picture of Malaya sitting on the steps when she did the interview with the news. And okay, I'm gonna talk while I go off screen, guys. I'm gonna put Jack and Lily up while I have a cigarette, because I need one. Okay, so there's a picture of her sitting on the steps at the news. And if you zoom in on that picture and you look at the railing, there is a reddish brown stain on that railing. And then it was either the next day or 2 days later, there's another picture in the backyard that was taken by, I'm assuming, the news crew, one of the news crews, or a drone or something. And that railing is gone, but not the rail, not the piece that leads to the steps, like that holds the rail up, and not the steps themselves. Just that little piece of railing that had what looked like blood on it was gone. And that, you know, suck I'm quite enjoying. Well, thank you. They needed Wi-Fi for the tablets, but I bet there's videos. I bet there are. I bet, if they're smart enough to have a tablet, I bet Lily was smart enough to hit record and record some things. Yes, Charlene. Yes, Darlene. Charmaine did show that on the railing and bruising in one of her lives, and I believe it's in the document. If not, I'll have to try to find it. So they haven't checked the electronics. Well, they did. I mean, they took the phones on the 6th and the 7th, but they didn't check the iPads, no, because Daniel gave those back to Malaya later. Exactly. It doesn't make any sense for her to be like, oh, well, let me delete this app. It just doesn't. Yes, if they use Cellbrite, they can see exactly when she deleted it. They can see when she downloaded it. And I believe they can see what was on it if they use Cellbrite. They did. They gave them time to do everything. Because the RCMP royally screwed up and did not take things and treat it as a crime scene day one until they knew otherwise. Because I bet if they would have treated it as a crime scene, it still would be considered a crime scene right now. And I bet they would have found a lot more, and this case would have been resolved by now. I don't know that they would have found the kids. I don't know that they would have found Jack and Lily. But I think there probably would have been some charges if they would have treated it as a crime scene day one. They are stating that this is still a missing person and not criminal. Yeah, I know. That's kind of part of the problem, isn't it? I think they can see everything deleted. Yes. I think Malaya deleted the app due to it would show the 41 days, right? That's pretty bad, 41 out of 55. No, they're still saying it's being investigated under the Missing Persons Act. Not necessarily a missing person, but the Missing Persons Act. So I don't know if that gives them some kind of ability to do it different. I don't understand that. In my opinion, tech people would be able to get all that stuff. Yes, Cellbrite people could get that very easily. Yes, more people should be aware of dangers online. Totally. See, Wolfie, you know about my potty mouth. I've used it in our chats. You know about it. I think the parents know. Some parents are too lazy to pay attention. Yep. I mean, if you pay attention to your child and you're a present parent, then you generally know what's going on. The amount of children that I've worked with that have free reign on the internet would blow your mind. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Trust me. Sadly, yes, I agree. I don't remember what that was about. I love all you strong, intelligent women. AJ, Shenanigans, Charmaine, Daphne, Nova, etc. Girl power. Exactly. We got to include Wolfie, though, because Wolfie gets us information sometimes, too. A lot. I'm usually behind the scenes. But I wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about the hypothermia. And then here in just a second, we're going to get to, well, I guess technically we're in it, the question and answer part of it. So if you guys have a question, put it in. It's also weird that Cindy didn't cry either. I think Cindy was more angry than crying. And I can understand that. I would have understood it from Malaya. If she was angry, not crying, but still angry, I would have understood it. Totally. You want to cry in private. I could have understood that. But to show no emotion, that's something different. Exactly, Charmaine. We are nothing without you guys. You guys are the ones that send us information. And I would be nothing. I mean, I am nothing, but I would be zero if I wasn't the one everybody comes to for documents to make them. Robin, they really are incredible. Such amazing people for sure. Yes, they are. So hopefully I'm getting ready to catch up. Don't forget to go back to the burner phone. Tower pigs. Oh, yes, I won't. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Let me catch up in chat real quick, and then I will go. Let me make my note. Actually, no, I'll just cover it now. So the reason I said to go back to burner phones and tower pings, right? With burner phones, you do not have to say, well, my name is Joe Smith and I live at 103 Court Lane in Mexico, right? Like you don't have to give all this information with burner phones. You go in, you pick it up, you turn it on, you do a couple things, you add some minutes, you're done. So there's a harder way to track burner phones. But did Daniel and Malaya have burner phones or did they have a plan? Who pinged in that area? Because it's a small area, right? You can see who pings on Wi-Fi. Why was their Wi-Fi router not taken to see if somebody connected to it? That's what I'm saying about the tower pings is you could have got so much. Whether or not they did it, I don't know. But it makes me wonder. That's what I wanted to come back to and say about that. So you had said, there it is. Even if he had a burner phone, RCMP would be able to find the pings off the tower. Exactly. But you can find other things. Smartwatches that have GPS. You can get tablets on tower pings. Like anything that takes a Wi-Fi can get a tower ping. And they should have, again, if they would have taken electronics that day before everything was deleted and checked tower pings, you could compare the two together to see, okay, well, this ping doesn't have a name. Let's go figure out who this is. This is somebody who was in the area, right? That's what I wanted to say about that. I always assumed Wolfie was a man. Well, Wolfie is a man. What makes you think he's not? She was winking, making a joke. Oh, okay, sorry. Trying to catch up. See, no wonder you guys are hard about. I understand it. I'm a trucker, though. So I'm sure I can handle it. Naughty bunch, you. That's what we are. I missed that. Did she just say she was gonna go? Who? I'm not going anywhere. Not right now. A little surprised I don't have a wrench. My name says it all. I have enough mods right now. I've got big balls. You've got... Good Lord, Chelsea. Right? That's gonna be in my head all night now. Thanks. I'm a Wiccan gypsy. I am from the University Wood. Okay. Okay then. I had Daniel the lover boy in my head. Oh Lord. Good Lord. Who's got the biggest balls of them all? Oh Lord, have mercy. I don't want to know. I know who's got the biggest nose, though, of everybody. That would be Dirtwood. Not true. You're speaking for the voiceless. You're one of the most valuable people in the world. Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it. I am absolutely nothing. Trust me. I know I'm nothing to this case. I really don't. I don't add anything. I'm just used to the backlight, but there were things I wanted to talk about. Wolfie for sure. Yep. Okay, so I'm trying to catch up here. So I guess just ask me questions at this point. Plus, if you're low income enough and get government help, at least in the States, you can get a free phone. True. And a tablet. I didn't know you could get a tablet. I knew that in the United States, we have a thing. It was Obamacare. And under that, one of the things, if you were on low income and you got like food stamps or HUD, they would give you a free phone and you had to make so many. I think it was like one call a month for 20 minutes or something to keep it or something like that. I don't think dingleberries. Oh Lord, I don't want to. I don't want to make it 5-minute superstar. Oh Lord, but so I don't know. I just, like I said earlier, the hypothermia really got me. Like, it really did. And when Justin had his live the other day and he showed the bruising on Jack's head and the bruising on the fingernails and what looked like to me a fingernail that had been missing and is healing, it broke my heart. Like, it really, like, I don't know, it confirmed to me that there was definitely abuse. And it's like, we knew it, like, we know it, but to see it in a picture and be able to say, yes, that is definitely a bruise. Yes, those are bruised fingers. Yes, that is a bruised hand. Yes, that is a swollen hand because you couldn't see the knuckles, is different. Like, it was legitimate. Here's the proof. Here's the receipt. I know in Canada they give laptops in grade 6. Really? Just for school, though? Is it for school use? Because here, I don't know what grade it is now. Mine didn't get it until they were in high school, but the little boy that I was a foster parent to got his in grade school. He was 8, so he was in 3rd grade-ish, give or take, and he had one. So I don't know, maybe Chromebook. Yeah, that's what they got. Not tablets, but Chromebooks. I can't think, guys. Wonder if full brother trucking is my trucker hubby watching while hiding in the shed, or Charmaine's trucker hubby watching while in the storage closet. Nope, she's got Ian down in the basement. Yes, you are wonderful. Thank you. I don't know what you're talking about. No, who's Charmaine? Charmaine's one of the mods. She's a sweetheart. She does a lot of coverage on this case along with Shenanigans and Daphne and Sunny and Justin and Nova. All of their links, by the way, are in the description of this video. So if you're not following them, please go follow them. Here in New York, maybe. I don't know what the O is. My kids get school laptops at grade 3. Okay. Yes, they put box in them. My son had one too. Oh, Nova Scotia. Okay. That's what I was thinking, but I was like, well, maybe not. Maybe from trying to get into mom's room. Fingers got jammed as they had a lock on the door. Maybe. You're thinking along the same lines as I was. I was thinking more of the kids may Chelsea Belinda. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this. Family friendly wise, but maybe the kids went outside and weren't supposed to, so their fingers got slammed in a sliding door to teach them a lesson. Yes, what Melissa said. Oh Lord, what did I say? Scary. I don't know what I said. But I don't know. Like I said, just something that stuck out to me was, you know, if they would have walked off. If. Because I don't think they did. But if. I don't think they would have made it very far. They would have got hypothermia. They would have turned back. They would have been found. In my opinion. All speculation. Wolfie, naughty chair for me. I don't have a naughty chair, but I got a my grandma's rocker, and it's like you know, the like 70s pattern, the one with like the buckets and the barrels and the wagon wheels, that pattern. Yeah, that's what pattern my grandma's rocker is, and it's over in the corner. I had to rearrange because of the internet the other day. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel. Like, I know what I think. And I'm trying to keep this friendly. Oh no, you can't have grandma's rocker. No. That will I've even considered being telling the funeral home, when you cremate me, I have to be cremated with grandma's rocker. Because I used to sit in it. Nothing full bore, nothing. You didn't miss anything. But yeah, that's why I don't think they walked off. And I think that's just more proof and facts that they didn't walk off, as opposed to they walked off in the woods. Well, they weren't dressed for it. They would have got hypothermia in an hour we'll just say an hour and a half. And in an hour and a half, there's no way that the kids would have gotten far enough away that they weren't found. Right? Just my opinion only, of course. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Because if not, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. Like I said, I just wanted to, the link to my document is also in the description of this video if you want to go check it out. It's got a lot of different information. It's got hyperlinks in it to take you, like, when I say there's a court document, or it's in section whatever, it takes you right to that court document. Should done a live stream. I seem to have too much time on my hands. I have way too much time on my hands, according to most people. And my dad thinks I'm absolutely crazy, because he told me the other day, I said, I can't, I got work to do. And he goes, oh, what case are you working on now? And I'm like, same one I've been working on for months, because I was doing stuff to the document and I didn't want to go to town. But that's like going to town. Janie went to town every Friday with Ron, her brother. So why, the day the kids disappear, did she, I'm not going to town, I'm going back to bed? I call bullshit. I call caca de toro on that. Take that one down, YouTube. You don't speak Spanish. You're going to subscribe to me. You're doing great. Thank you. I don't normally do lives. I planned on it a while back, but I am gone so much through the summer. I'm only home like 1 or 2 days a week. So, it's hard to, you guys are used to people who go live regularly, and I'm not that type. And quite frankly, I get stage fright and I don't want to do it. So I just don't. I go up with other people. That's why I'm never on camera, because I don't like being seen. Um, who the hell is Ian? Ian is Charmaine's blow up boyfriend. No, just kidding. That's her husband. OnlyFans. There we go. Wait a minute. Ian has an OnlyFans? I don't have an OnlyFans, but no, just kidding. So, that went south way too quick. April, I think. Superstars are word. Okay, well. Hi. Come talk to me privately. Because I have questions. If you are. If Darwin's watching this, if Janie's watching this, if Daniel's watching this, come talk to me. I got questions. I'll be nice. I promise. I won't tell you you're lying straight out unless you lie to me, and then I might. But if you try to convince me that the kids walked off in the woods, we might fight. But I mean, come convince me. If somebody can convince me that they walked off in the woods, convince me. I know. That's what I heard. Unfortunately, I'm not a member, so I can't see it. I'm a mod, but I'm not a member, so I couldn't see it. But if I ever get gifted a membership, I might have to go back and rewatch that just so I can see Ian's butt. I can't believe he showed his butt. I hope it wasn't a naked butt. I hope he just showed his jeans and wiggled his ass or some shit. Anyway, off topic. Durwood is. Bleh. Case gives me Hansel and Gretel. Good point. I can see where you get that. I can see where you get that. I just ordered sushi. Ooh. Oh, just sushi. I like rice, and I like what they. If they would take sushi and make it deconstructed, I would eat the hell out of it. But when you put it all together, it's like this weird texture thing that I can't handle. So, yeah. The kids are not in the woods. They were not abducted. I agree. I agree, and I think I know who you are. But I agree. You want to elaborate some more? Because I agree. Why don't you tell me what you think happened to him? Better yet. What do you think should happen to the person or persons who hurt Jack and Lily? Tell me that. Because I think I know who you are. And I just about have the proof. But go ahead. Hey, Cheryl. I do know who you are. I do. So what should happen to the kids? What should happen to the person who hurt the kids? Tell me. What do you think happened to them? I won't block you. I probably should, but I won't. Maybe some people should start talking. First one to talk gets the better deal. I thought so. Full board trucking was being sus, but I get it now. It's just, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna block them. I don't care. I do it just to give what a full moon. Oh Lord. May 1st. Oh, my first time hearing. Your first time here? That's because I don't do lives very often. Very rarely. I think I did. Well, I did one when I covered the Evansdale girls. And I did one when I covered Kamani Latique, but I think I had somebody on. I think Shar came on with me on one of them, and Sunny came up with me on the other one. I just don't do them because I don't like I don't like people seeing me. And I like to smoke, and my nerves get the best of me. And I just don't do it because I'm not as good as everybody else. And so why would you listen to me? They were not hurt by anyone on the property. Okay. We'll agree to disagree. But okay. What should happen to the person who hurt Jack and Lily? I didn't say which person. I said what should happen to the person. It's okay, Chelsea. It's okay. I'll send your mom a message later. It's okay. Explain your thoughts. Yeah. Go ahead, Michelle. Derwood. Daniel. Aileen. Kersey. Which one are you? I just named them off. But they were hurt. Didn't someone hit them with a car by mistake? Maybe drinking driver? A drinking driver? I I don't think they got hit by a drunk driver. Exactly. Exactly, shenanigans. Who then, Michelle? Who? First time or two? But I have seen you on other lives. Thank you, Madagascar. Yes. I don't uh usually go live, like I said. My real first name is Garen. Okay. I've seen you in other chats. Okay. We'll go with that. You still won't answer my question, though. I think that's kind of sus. What should happen to the person who hurt Jack and Lily? It's a real simple question. Real simple. Can't answer it, though, can you? Who did? Exactly. Well, tell us. If you think you know, tell us. I'm doing great. Thank you. If you do more lives, we'll all be here. Well, like I said, I'm not here a lot during the summer. So that's why I don't do more lives. I might start doing more lives. I really want to. I just have to get over my fear. That's why you don't see me on camera very often because. So, Karen, what happened to the children? Do you need to speak with my manager? He's over there. Smars, somebody wants to talk to you. I heard this was amazing, an amazing life, Melissa. I missed it. I was on the phone. Um, the lady here learned and loved you live tonight. Hey, go back to the beginning. You can always replay it. But thank you for being here. You can always replay it though. It's more chat than anything, but I did go over a couple of different things. Philly's Karen, right? You're Karen and your name only. Okay. I believe you. I'll believe you because I don't have the proof otherwise, but I have my suspicions of who you are. And your first name isn't Karen. Like, and some people, not trying to be sus or anything, just strangely supportive. Thank you. Yes. If you guys want to like subscribe, go ahead. It's up to you. I'm not going to. It's up to you. I've never seen anyone before ever. I feel out of the loop. Who is Michelle? I will send you a message, Charmaine. No one has hurt Jack and Lily, and they're alive. Really? Sure about that? Where are they? Convince me. I'm right here. Convince me. Convince me that they're alive. Convince me you're not who I think you are. Because otherwise, you would answer my question. It's a real simple one. What should happen to the person who hurt Jack and Lily? I'll even put a caveat on there and say if they are hurt. Oh, wait, that's a big word for you. Maybe I shouldn't word it like that. Dink, 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 dink. Right? Have you figured it out yet, Charmaine? Who, Michelle, Karen? Those are all female names, by the way. Like, you know, at least, you know, uh, choose a male name, which is your gender. But go ahead. Tell us your opinion. I hope you do more lives. This is great. Thank you. See, if my mouth don't say it, my face will. Which is another reason I'm not on camera very much. I don't know who Karen is, Dickwood or Michelle exactly. I mean, Dickwood is definitely a Karen. Yeah, I mean, look, Michelle, if you're not who I think you are, I'm sorry. But I really think you're who I think you are. Like, I'm a good 85% sure of who you are. Seriously, is it possible that they stopped somewhere on their way home? It is. But, and I went down that road. See what I went down that road. Is it possible the kids were being loud and Daniel was angry and just kicked them out the car and said, walk home? I went down that road. Here's the thing. Cindy had a phone call with the kids and she would have seen the kids. Would have seen the kids, right? And yes, it does say would have seen the kids. But in my opinion, and my opinion only, I think she did see the kids because she said nothing stuck out to her. I'm trying to find, there it is. Those kids went to bed. Cindy Murray had a video call with Malaya Brooks Murray and the kids, and she said nothing stuck out to her. That tells me she's seen the kids. So that's what stopped me on that track there. But it's also possible that something happened after that phone call, like somebody said earlier. Maybe they were locked outside. So I don't know. We'll see. You're very pushy, full bore. Wolfie timed you out once. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Wolfie has his Wolfie knows what he's got to do. Geico OnlyFans needs bitch. Oh Lord. 5 minutes for heist. Dicking. Okay. Whatever. I don't care. You know what to do. Stop making Charmaine laugh. Okay, so I'm trying to get caught back up here. First timer as well, but saw you on other lives. Love listening to your thoughts. Well, thank you. I try to, when I think of something and like when I go down this, I looked at, okay, could they have walked away? And I went down that. What evidence supports that we know? And it's like, well, what about trafficking? What evidence supports that? What evidence supports an abduction? What evidence supports foul play? And when I put all of it together, like when you make a pro and a con list because you want to do something, when I put all that together, there was only one scenario, one thing that I feel, in my opinion, fits. And it's not that they walked away in the woods. It's not that they got taken. It's not that they were trafficked. Put it that way. Cindy called at 3:37 p.m. Yes, would have very big, yeah. Right? If you know where they're at, go get them. I think something definitely took place at the home. I agree, Chelsea. And I won't go in more, but I agree. Agreed, Melissa, because she states nothing stuck out in her mind. Exactly. It was, kind of like normal phone call, nothing sticks out. Normal day, nothing to remember. Normal day. The kids are all bruised. It is a normal day to you. You're so used to seeing these children, Lilly and Jack, these two lovely babies, bruised up, that it doesn't stick out in your mind that they're bruised up. That's pretty bad. It's really, that really gets me. The RCMP requested the video from, Pass. I'm assuming that's like a toll road, Mariska. Do you think she would cover for Malaya? Cheryl? No. No, I don't. Because Cheryl called CPS, but only because Malaya took off with Meadow. So I don't know. I want to say no. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's covering for somebody. Okay, full bore trucking. I do not know what you're doing. That has my mod upset. But he knows what he's allowed to do, and he doesn't strike people for no reason. So please use in my opinion, and please be respectful to both my chat and my mods. Don't be the first person I have to block. Please. But maybe they are looking to see if the kids were in the car as they returned. Maybe. Very possible. I mean, if it's like a toll road or like where you have to have like we have easy passes and stuff, they have cameras, so maybe. Michelle, can you please go get the children if they're alive? All right? Go get on, Michelle. And you're who I think you are. Have the RCMP go with you when you go get them. And then tell RCMP to call me because I want to see it. Code quid pass. So it's like a easy pass, like a toll road. I will speak to you live if you want to hear my voice. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Prove to me you are not who I think you are, and I will quit ragging on you. Please. I'm being honest. If you're not who I think you are, go to that right there and send me a voicemail, a voice message, a voice clip. Tell me the date and time, and tell me your name. Because otherwise, I will think you are who I think you are. And trust me, you do not want me to think you are who I think you are. You really don't. So there's the, go send me a message. Am I back? Yes, full board, you are back. I agree. That would be lovely. Please, I beg you. Tell me prove to me you're not who I think you are. She'll talk to me live. And to do that, you see, well, she could call that. She could voice call, or video call on Facebook, live if you want. Yeah, I mean, it's up. Go ahead. She wants to call in. I'm telling her to call in right now. Go ahead. I put it in there. Cindy, not Cheryl. Hey, go ahead. I tried to give Wolfie the link, Michelle. He said it wouldn't work for him. But if you want to come up and go live with me and prove to me you're not who I think you are, then go ahead, please. Yeah, come up. I hope you're not who I think you are. I really, honest to God, hope you are not who I think you are. Because I think you're one of three people. And two of them, I believe, killed the kids. Please prove to me you're not who I think you are. I'm open for it. Why was Melissa's comment deleted? What comment of mine was deleted? I don't know. Why are you guys deleting my comments? The heck, Wolfie? Michelle said she would talk live if you want her to. Yeah. I gave her the link to StreamYard. I gave her the link to my personal Facebook or my Facebook. So she can message me on Facebook with video, which let me. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to post the link here to StreamYard. That's the invited guest link. Okay. You sent me a message. Okay. I want to hear your voice. That's the only way I'm going to believe you is if I hear your voice. I know she wants to call in case she sent me a message on Facebook. She can call my Facebook or she can come up here. Either one. Michelle, this isn't about your voice. It's about Jack and Lily, and you know they are alive. Please, for the love of all things holy, go get them and hand them over to the police. Okay. First of all, I want to know why you're so adamant that they're alive. I want to hear your voice. And I've given you multiple ways to do it. Okay. I'll even refresh to make sure that, because one of your things is blinky blinky. And I don't know why. Hold on, guys. Give me just a minute. All right. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, so as of right now, Michelle, aka Karen, I am sorry I thought who you were who I thought you were, because clearly you're not who I thought you were. So I apologize. So everyone, my feelings on Michelle, I had seen her in different chats, and I honestly thought it was either Durwood or Daniel. I was leaning towards Daniel. It's not Daniel. It's not Durwood. She's a female. Not who I thought she was. So take it easy on her. But Michelle, I know Wolfie timed you out. from what I understood here, if you would like to private message me your thoughts, we can talk privately. She did send me a message. I'm not going to share it because it's got personal information in it. And I'm not going to dox her at all. But she is not who I thought she was. I'll put it that way. Yes, I googled it. It is a toll road. Okay, that's what I thought. But I do not know there. Yes, I googled it and it is a toll road, but I do not know there that. Oh, I cannot. Mariska, you must be using voice to text because I can't make hide or hair. Most toll roads though have what are they called? They're cameras, but they're called something specific. I'll have to remember. Anyway, they generally have cameras. Who's messaging me now? Okay, nobody important. Not right now. Okay, she said she wanted to come up, but it was deleted, or she deleted it. So I had sent Wolfie to have Wolfie come up here, and he said it didn't work for him. So that's okay. She got a hold of me on Facebook. She sent me her name, not date of birth. Oh, good Lord. Her name, where she lives, her full name, and where she lives. So, she is not who I thought she was. Again, I apologize, about that because I really honestly thought you were somebody else. And I thought you were the one that hurt the kids. I've been in the Google Docs. Oh, you need the Google Doc? It's in the description of the video. Voice call. Let's hear info. I don't know if she wants to call back and talk about that, but I do know it is not who I thought it was. But I would like to know why she thinks they're alive, why she is so dead set that they're alive. She deleted her comments, it looks like. Okay. Sorry, guys, trying to catch back up. Kind of seems like Michelle is playing games on here. There is no space for games when it comes to missing children. Belinda believes that is why I thought she was who I thought she was, which was either Durwood or Daniel, and my money was on Daniel. But she is not. As of right now, is not who I thought she was. It's on the way to town where they went on Thursday. Okay. So they would probably have video then. Wolfie booted her. Okay. It's all right. She'll come back or she won't. But for right now, I will apologize where an apology is due. No, it's much further. It's on the way out of Nova Scotia. Okay. That's fine. That's fine, guys. Okay. Seawood, why would the RCMP request the video from there? Well, I mean, if it's, if it's a camera and they went to town, I mean, they would look at it to make sure that the kids were in the car. They would look at it to make sure that it didn't come back later that night. Things like that, because if it comes back through later at night, then, if they're saying they're home, oh, she was kicked out. Well, you can't block anybody, so it's just for this live. So that's okay. She can listen to it on replay. Like I said, I already gave the apology where an apology was due, and that works for me right now. In case they were removed from the province. Yes, exactly. Easy on the wrench. Wolfie's on it. He would. Okay, that is a good reason to have it. I read that they found 9 cameras and trail cameras and got videos from those cameras near the kids' home. So They have video footage from Walmart, Dollarama, the bus, and when they did a video canvas, can't talk now, guys, sorry, a canvas, there was 9 residences with a camera or trail cam. Keep in mind it said or trail cam. Now, it also does not confirm. Okay, so 9 residences with camera or a trail cam are confirmed to exist and have video or photos from the time frame requested. That is section 30, page 32 of 38, section 48D in the court documents. So yes, there was 9 cameras and or trail cams. You don't believe it. Which part, Jesse? Sorry, I'm behind. Did you ask? I didn't actually speak with her. I did receive another phone call while I was on mute, but I did not actually speak with her. She sent me a voice clip and stuff. I do plan to follow up with her. Again, I'll do that. So, Seawood, right. It seems that they have been criminally investigating, but don't want to admit it to possible abduction. I think because they didn't put out the Amber Alert. Okay, so here's the thing, Chelsea. Here's the thing. I don't know how it is in Canada. In the United States, to put out an Amber Alert, and I know so many people are upset that there's no Amber Alert. The Amber Alert system needs revamped. Okay, it really, really does. Because to have an Amber Alert, you have to have credible proof that the kids were taken by force. They were kidnapped. You have to have the vehicle. You have to have a description of the vehicle or the person who took them. There's things that you have to have that we don't have in this case. I get that they should be an Amber Alert, but they need to revamp the Amber Alert system. They need to make it where it's not so hard to get an Amber Alert. Even if they come up and it's not necessarily an Amber Alert, but it's identical to the Amber Alert, except for you don't need the car and you don't need proof and you don't need, revamp I think you guys call it the missing children alert. Revamp that to where it's similar to an Amber Alert. I wish I had. Wolfie, I need the link for the Amber Alert thing, or Charmaine, if you're still in here, will you post that link? Because in my opinion, the Amber Alert system needs revamped. The Missing Children's Act needs revamped. I agree. There should have been something put out way more than there was. She is, and that's likely why she was timed out. She should have put, in my opinion. You're fine, Wolfie. You did what I expect you to do. That's okay. Was Michelle rude, or do you think she is the... I honestly thought she was Daniel. My second guess was Durwood. My first thought was she was Daniel. And that's based on other lives and seeing her. I really honestly thought she was Daniel. Thank you, Belinda. So if we think they are alive, we get booted. Just wondering. No. There's things that go on in the background with creators and their mods and groups that you guys aren't necessarily part of. And when we think a person is somebody, we let other creators know, and we dig into it, and we watch their chat and their verbiage and all that good stuff, right? So when we think you're somebody, we let others know that we think you're somebody. Not because of their opinion, no. If you want to tell me that the kids are alive, then I want you to tell me what leads you to believe the kids are alive. I want to hear your theory. Prove me wrong. That's what I say. Prove me wrong. I'm Charlie Kirk. Prove me wrong. Trail cam, question mark. Yes, there were trail cameras. Melissa Scott had some trail cameras. That's all in the document. But yes, there were trail cameras. April, that's just it. If it's her opinion, she needed to say as an opinion. Exactly. She does. She speaks as if though it's a fact. This means firsthand knowledge, which is why I thought she was Daniel, or complete ignorance. Either way, lesson learned, hopefully. Put in my opinion. I don't care. Prove me wrong. Prove to me that the kids are alive. Please prove to me that the kids are alive. That still doesn't make me trust anyone. Fake names say it all to me. Hey, Chelsea, exactly. I have my Facebook says AJ, but it has my real name beside it, Melissa. I won't give my last name because people don't need it. But few lives back that I was on, somebody ticked me off. And so I started showing just a few of my qualifications. I didn't even show them all. Should have shown the rest of them. But I'm sure if there's people that are going to be able to stop it and zoom in and find out who I am. But yeah, fake names do tell me a lot. Why does she think that the kids are alive? I don't know. She didn't say. Maybe she'll let me know. I do plan on messaging her and asking her that privately, and then I will share why she thinks that. I thought it was scary, the way she stated it. I don't know. Don't state things as facts. Exactly. And, I try to say in my opinion and all that, and it's okay, Wolfie. Don't worry about it. Sorry, guys. That's how rumors and false info spread. Exactly. And Wolfie, he did what he was told to do. He followed what I've told him to do. Didn't Lily have a black eye at the time they went missing? Yes. If Cindy saw them on video, wouldn't you think that would... Well, Nancy, that's what I said a while ago. Nothing stood out to her in this video, right? Nothing stood out, which means she is so used to seeing the kids with bruises and black eyes, it didn't stick out, in my opinion. That's how I feel about that. That was 3 and 4 on my list. And if I had to pick between the two, it was 3 in the order that you're looking at on the screen. We'll talk later about it. Naughty chair for you. Yep, send him to the naughty chair. Yep, he did what he was supposed to do. I don't think so, Mariska. They're free to believe what they want. She was stating that they are alive, and I think she was booted by accident. She was not booted by accident because Wolfie doesn't do that. It was very deliberate. And it's not that she was booted for what she said, right? She is in our little group thought of as somebody else. Thanks, Cheryl, for sending it to me. Okay. Sorry, guys. Trying to catch back up now. Sorry, Michelle, but why do you say the kids are alive, but don't elaborate? That's one of the issues. And she said it in other chats as well. That's why she was thought to be a troll. Wolfie does rock. Well, I may have bark, but I got a bite. Okay, well, you did what I expected you to do. Mariska, of course people can think the children are alive, but don't state it like it's a fact. If it's a theory and you are in a fake profile. Exactly, Chelsea, exactly. Use in my opinion. Don't come in here and tell me that for a fact that they are alive and do it that way and then not want to back it up. I'm not singing. I'm not. Sorry. You don't want to hear that, trust me. They did an Amber Alert for Summer Wells. Really? I wish they would have done one for... Yeah, I wish they would have too. I really wish they would have for Jack and Lily. Gosh, wish I could make adoption easier too. Huh? Yes, I agree, but changing the Amber Yes, I agree about changing the Amber Alert system. I know there is criteria to be followed, but I have looked into it a lot. Chelsea, I hope to God that they change it. I really do. I know in the States, like, we're allowed to, like, get a hold of our senators and our Congress and, people like that can make laws and have stuff like that done. And hence the Amber Alert. It's named after the little girl that started the whole law. Maybe we need Jack and Lily's law is probably too long. We'll call Darius's law, because then when a missing person is a child under, let's say, 10, this alert goes out just like an Amber Alert. It tells you what they're wearing, just like an Amber. It tells you everything that an Amber Alert tells you, except for, a type of vehicle and a plate number. Instead, replace that with, this is what they're wearing, or this is where they were last seen. That's how I feel about that. No, it's the BS saying something but won't elaborate. Yeah, that's she is thought to have been a troll. Put it that way, guys. I have Mariska blocked from DT. She thinks they walked off. Hey, prove it to me. Prove it to me. I am trying to keep an open mind. I have my thoughts on what happened, but prove it to me, because you've got to be able to back up what you're saying with proof and facts. And my theory, I can back up with proof and facts. That simple. In my opinion, false hope can significantly harm a missing child investigation by distracting from visible leads and causing psychological damage to the families involved. I agree with you. It does cause damage. It is distracting, but if you can back it up, with what you're saying, then yes. Okay, Shar put her link in here. Y'all need to go sub to her, which I know most of you probably already do. But she has a thing on her community post about the Amber Alert reform. I think that's how it's worded, for that area. So please go do that. The decision to push the Amber Alert is done by sergeant in charge of the investigation. Other cases around Canada have made that call without all the criteria. Really? But they wouldn't with Jack and Lily. And you said earlier, you were trying to get in contact with the sergeant, right? And he wouldn't do it. Did he give you a reason? Were you able to get a hold of him? And did he give you a reason? I know I'm backed up in chat. Give me just a minute, guys. Hello, Robin. I've got to stop asking questions and listen. I'm sorry. Is there any news on the DNA testing of the pink blanket? Not that can be shared publicly yet. Put it that way. In my opinion, if the children were alive after 8 months, then why wasn't anyone coming forward with pictures? Exactly. Oh, thank you. So Charmaine put it in here. This is the link for the Amber Alert reform. Please go sign it if you haven't already. Don't let another child go missing and let the RCMP screw it up or not treat it like a crime scene and not get the information out there. Please go sign it. It's all good. We're here to listen and ask questions. Yeah, I mean, ask away. I never would have thought I would be on for 2 hours, and I am so backed up. I am so sorry, guys. Nature Walks, I had some questions. I had the same questions. Okay. Chelsea says, it is ultimately up to the head sergeant to put... Okay, you just said that. Bad call. But it's... Okay, wait a minute. If required. In the case, it is required, and it was a bad call. In this case, it was required, and it was a bad call. It could have been canceled later, but we can't go back now. Exactly. You can't go back. You can't go back and put an Amber Alert I can't talk. You can't go back and put an Amber Alert out. You can't go back and search the trailer from day one for evidence. You can't go back and recover what looked like blood on the railing, which is gone 2 days later. You can't go back and do those things. And in my opinion, it looked like blood. I'm not saying it was. In my opinion, that's what it looked like. You can't go back. Treat it as a crime scene from day one, because that is what's going to give you your evidence. If the kids are found, and God, I don't want to say this with you guys watching, if the kids are found, right, and there's head trauma, and there's wood stuck in their head like a splinter, then, oh, wait, we got this wood that we got on day one that looks like it had blood transfer on it. Let's see. You can't go back. You can downgrade at any time, but you can't go back. And that's the point I'm trying to make. You cannot go back and fix. And I think RCMP screwed up. I thought that, sure, but I also thought Logan and Christine. I thought, here was my list. I thought it was Daniel, Durwood, Chrissy, Daylene. Those were my 4. I myself do not believe the children were taken, but I still think the system needs reforming. I agree. It does need reforming, and I don't think they were taken either. We agree 100%. Wolfie, I'm surprised that the reward money hasn't pulled someone into giving information. I don't think any of the 3 want to turn on the other. Chelsea agreed. I was not happy about that, as it is better to err on the side of caution rather than live in regret. Exactly, Mariska. Who deleted my comment? I do not know, Jesse. Which comment? I haven't seen it. Sorry, I'm behind. What did you miss? Not much, me rambling. Did you figure out why I'm so sus? Jesse D. I never said you were, but now I'm starting to wonder. Something wrong, in my opinion, that we need laws for something that everyone should drop everything for automatically. These are kids. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that you got to drop everything, but if you're out driving and you get an alert that there's a little girl in a pink shirt missing one town over that you're getting ready to drive into, and you see a little girl with a pink shirt on the side of the road, like, it doesn't take a genius to know that it needs reformed. It just doesn't. And it's wrong. It's wrong that we have to have them in the first place. I would be surprised if Michelle is Chrissy, or in my opinion, anyway. You would not be. She was on my list, yeah. Yes, proof and facts. Give me proof and facts. Let's talk. Change my mind. I never received any alerts, unfortunately, but I know they sent a vulnerable person. And you know what? Chelsea, you're not the first person I've heard say that they did not get a vulnerable alert. You're Michelle James. Okay. Well, cool. Charmaine. Yes, we do love Charmaine. Do you want her to come up for a few? I can try sharing the link again. I've been told it doesn't work. Oh, maybe that's why it doesn't work. Okay. Hold on. Give me just a second, guys. Yes, accept. Go away. Accept it, motherfucker. Okay, anyway, it's not accepting. She can come up another time, because I don't want to be on too much longer. Couldn't find him to ask. Okay. Was given the runaround the day I was there. Told he was at a location, and then... That's bullshit. That's caca de toro. There is no reason, not one reason whatsoever, that they should be given family the runaround when the family is asking to speak to a member of RCMP, no matter who it is. I don't care who it is. Okay, guys, I'm going to go off screen. I'm still going to talk, but I'm going to go off camera for a minute. I need a cigarette. I'm telling you, I smoke too damn much. Okay, so Malaya was told. Where's my damn mouse? There it is. Sorry, y'all. Malaya was told by Cindy to ask for an Amber Alert, and she did. Daniel also asked for an Amber Alert, but to no avail. And that's the thing. If the family is asking you for an Amber Alert and you're allowed to do it without having all the requirements, wouldn't this be the case to do it in? And the only reason I can think that the RCMP would not put out an Amber Alert if they were able to, without the restrictions that's required, like Chelsea said, the only thing I can think that would make them say, no, we're not doing an Amber Alert, is if they think that it would do no good. It wouldn't do any good if they don't think the kids are alive, right? Like, that's the only thing I can think of that would make them say, no, we're not going to do it, right? That I might be wrong. Yes, we do love Charmaine. I am so sorry. I am way behind in chat. Has anyone contacted the MP in Nova Scotia for a government petition to update? I don't know. That would be a good spot for, Chelsea to start. Oh, wait a minute. Where did you go? Hold on a minute. There you are.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, everybody.
This is Michelle, guys.
Yeah, AKA my real name is Karen. And I've got the flu, so I sound even worse. I'm just letting you know, what I've been on the case like everybody else since day one. And myself and another friend of mine have been researching and doing everything since day one. We found out a lot of information fairly quickly, and we've done a lot of work with the RCMP. So we submitted a lot of information, and they did full interviews with us. So we still have a lot of information to this day. And if you want my honest truth, I believe that Malaya, in some form or matter, set it up that the kids were taken from the property. The only way the boots, the scent of the boots stopped at the driveway and it was nowhere else, is because she was put into a vehicle. And Jack, I don't believe they were killed and put in the vehicle. I think they were alive.
Okay, hold on, Michelle.
Yep.
So I'm going to let you talk.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to try not to interrupt you. But I know YouTube is kind of particular and, well, dare I say, the R word.
Oh, sorry.
So make sure you use like unalived instead of, smurder or anything like that. And again, I apologize for thinking you were Daniel, because that's honestly who I thought you were. I had a couple other names, but that was the top one. So
Belinda thought I was Chrissy. That's even funnier.
Yeah, a lot of people have thought that. So this is Michelle James in chat.
Yep.
And her first name is Karen. I do have her last name, but you guys do not need that. So I want you to tell us what kind of evidence you're talking about. And I want you to tell us why you think they're alive, if you will.
Yeah. There's a lot of, in my opinion, there's a lot of confusion with the timelines. And if Malaya and Daniel were supposedly both asleep until, what was it, 10 to 10, when they stated they actually woke up together. And
9:40, yeah.
yeah, okay. So they come outside and look to find where the kids are. But the fact is, she stated to Janie that the kids went into the woods at about 20 minutes ago and they're now missing. That couldn't have happened. That couldn't have happened.
I agree with you there.
Okay. So that doesn't make sense in any shape, form, or matter. Um, the other thing about there's a see, I'm trying to rack my brain. I didn't think I would be coming up here tonight, but there's a lot of things like there's things that involve the kids, and like I don't agree with you. I'll just say I don't agree with you on anything to do with abuse. I don't agree with you on any of that. So I'm going to be totally different than that.
Okay, so let me ask you this then,
Yep.
because I want you to convince me. So let me ask you this, and I promise I'm going to let you talk, but I do have questions along the way.
Okay.
If you don't agree with me on abuse, why do you think CPS went to the house? Why do you think that the school called into CPS? And can you explain the bruises and all of the black eyes and the typical abusive wording, like, oh, they were clumsy and they ran into doors? Explain to me that if you could.
Okay. Um, what the CPS? I think a lot of people are confused with the original CPS thing that went on from the school. It was to do with Jack and Lily's learning disabilities, and they were due to have. So it wasn't to do with abuse or black eyes or anything like that. The two kids were actually had appointments the week after they went missing to be tested officially for autism or ADHD, because that's both sides of the spectrum, right? Um, so I don't believe the CPS, the understanding of everybody on what the CPS was there for to begin with was to do with showing and helping Malaya and Daniel go through what do you call it, the the full stream of what's involved to get their kids tested, um, and it had nothing to do with abuse or black eyes or anything.
Okay.
I will say one other thing. There's a lot of photos out there right now. If you go back to the very original picture, it doesn't look like anything to do with the pictures that are going out there now. So somebody, I'm not saying who, has doctored a lot of the original pictures, put shadowing in, um, whatever. Like I don't agree. I think the Lily has purple nail polish on her fingers, or she used a magic marker on her fingernails. That I don't believe it's bruising. If you look really close, it looks like purple chipped nail polish to me. That's that's all. And the scent of the cadaver dogs. No, was it the cadaver or the open area scent dogs? I can't remember. Ended at the
They were open air scent dogs.
yeah. I wasn't sure which ones. That would have been the first set of dogs that came out. Open air, right? Um, the the scent of the two kids stopped at the end of the driveway, so that's why I believe that somebody, because if you remember, I know I can't remember what document it was on, but it is in the records, that Malaya had a phone call with their mother uh, about coming. Um, they were going to come and pick her and the kids up and take them back to their house or whatever. And Malaya said to her mother, "That's okay. I have other plans. Do you ever remember hearing that?
Yes.
So that's another check for me in reference to Malaya has did made other plans, because my big thing for her is that I think when she was going through all her mental stuff, which she still is now, she's still not out of hospital. Um, I believe that she is. No, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I've lost my train of thought on what I was going to say there. Um, but Melissa, Malaya is still in hospital and she's not speaking, or, and that's court appointed. Remember, Daniel and Malaya both had to do, um, what do you call it? They both had to speak to therapists, right?
Yeah, I know Daniel had to have anger management.
Yeah.
I've got it somewhere, but yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Well, Malaya is not talking. Is not talking at all. So her court appointed whatever documentation for CPS, they know, and she won't say anything. She's either completely shut down or that's her choice of how she's decided to continue this out, you know? And I just believe that she was freaked out, and with all of her emotional stuff and postpartum or whatever else was going on with her, that she might have got totally paranoid and thought that CPS might try to take those kids from her. So she wanted to hide them. So she made a totally different plan, and told her mother, um, that she's come up with another idea. But I still think Cindy is involved in it, and a lot of the other family members, I believe they're involved, because there's no way Malaya could do this by herself. And
Okay. Well,
that's
I don't think Malaya did it by herself,
oh,
but I
definitely.
want to address something that you're talking about. This
Sure.
picture right here
Which
is
one?
the one that you're saying is doctored, right? And I can guarantee you 1000% of where I got this picture, it's not doctored because I got this directly from Belinda. Okay.
Okay.
So just that right there is what you're saying is purple nail polish, right?
Yeah.
There. Now, I could almost agree with you. I thought it was at first. Okay.
Yep.
Until I started looking a little bit further. And you see her fingers look swollen. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when you go over here and you look at Jack's, I know it's hard to see, it's blurry, but right here, that looks like a finger that's been slammed in a door and has been regrowing a fingernail. Now, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I am saying is I know for a fact this picture of these beautiful babies
Yep.
is not doctored. 1000% guarantee it.
Okay.
Okay. So while you were talking, a couple questions come in.
Yep.
So while you're up here, if I'm going to ask them, if you prefer not to answer, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay. So, Michelle, why is your profile picture the same as Janie's? And if I remember correctly, your
Uh,
profile picture is of the lighthouse, correct?
no, it's not the lighthouse. I am. I'll explain to you what it is. Um, Not this Christmas, but last Christmas, Janie um built a Christmas tree for Jack and Lily, not for her own grandchildren, but Jack and Lily. And she decorated it and put it out at the end of the road. And because the kids are missing, she decided to put the tree out there again to guide them home. And that's why that tree is up there.
Yes, I've seen the video of that Christmas tree
Yep.
out this year. Yes.
Yes. And it's all to do. Like, I think, honestly and truly, I think people have, I'm talking to you like an adult, which I am. I think a lot of everybody's very passionate, right? Very passionate about everything. And I think if we could come together in a way, do you know what I mean? And talk, even though might not have the same rationale of what we think happened, we might feed off each other. Do you know what I mean? Something might pop into our brain and go, wow, well, then that makes sense because it's like a think bowl situation. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh, I fully understand. And that's why I say prove me wrong, because like this picture that you think, I do not, because I know you think is doctored, you do not believe that that is bruising.
No, I don't.
You think that is nail polish.
Correct.
And I don't think it is because, well, because of my credentials,
I
essentially.
know.
I don't think it is because of my life experience.
I know
But
that.
we can agree to disagree. I personally feel like they're bruised,
That's okay.
extremely bruised, probably from being closed in a door, maybe for
That's okay.
punishment, maybe by accident. We've almost everybody, I won't say everybody, but almost everybody's had their hand smacked in a door at one point in their life.
Right.
So
Oh,
I
I
I
had my
disagree.
I had my dad slide up the backseat window on me with because I used to hang my fingers out the window looking. And back in the day when you didn't have to be strapped in or whatever, and my dad closed the window and didn't think to ask, is everybody's hands clear? And I had all 10 of my fingers hanging and stuck in the window. Yeah, it's
I mean,
not
it
fun.
it happens. My
Yeah,
my
sure.
mom accidentally closed my hand in the door one time.
Yeah,
But I agree. I agree with some of the people in chat that they are bruised. And I can understand why people, because at first I thought, oh, she just had nail polish, or oh, she just had marker. I didn't think about it until I blew it up. And I only blew it up because Justin blew it up.
right.
And even though I trust Justin, Clutchstone Pearls,
Yep, I
his
know who
link
he
is in
is.
the description, guys.
Hmm.
I I trust him, but I also trust but verify, right? So I pulled up the exact same picture. I'm like, is it doctored? And I looked at it. I'm like, no, it's not doctored. And you can see the bruising here. You can see it here. You can see it here. This, I think, is shadow. That is a lot of shadow there. But if you look at this, it's comes down. I was a paramedic. This comes down
Yep.
and it comes back up. That is a deformity. And you get that deformity by breaking something, right?
Yep.
So I thought I was like you. I thought, oh, it's nail polish. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
But then when I also look at Jack's hands and I see that this looks like a nail that has been ripped off and is growing back. And this one, I thought, oh, it's marker or something. I couldn't tell. But you can see his fingers are extremely swollen. You can't even make out his knuckles at any point. You can't make out this knuckle here or this knuckle here. And that tells me that there's abuse. And then I pulled up the other picture. I won't show it, but I did pull up the other picture that Justin showed of the bruising on his face, and it is there. So I will agree to disagree. But
Yep.
you're right. We all have to come together because are we going to be the ones to find the body? Probably not. But
You,
if
you
we
know
can
what?
all talk like adults and we
Yeah,
can work things out and agree to disagree on things, I don't have
correct.
to agree with everything you say, and you don't have to agree with everything I say.
That's correct. And that's
We
about,
each have our own opinions. Now, I understand you were timed out. I don't know for how long. And he did that because we thought you were somebody else.
I know you did.
So sorry about that. And I
Well,
will say
you know what?
sorry for thinking that.
There are a lot of people, I'm not saying you, but a lot of people in their chats and all the groups jump to conclusions about who they think certain people are, and they're not really that person. Do you know what I mean? And so if all of us stop it and um stop accusing certain, I don't mean to accuse, that's a harsh word. I'm just saying if we all stop, like ultimately what we're here for is to find Jack and Lily. All of this side noise and attacking each other and being rude in comments and stuff is not getting us anywhere. It's getting us farther apart. That's what it is. Like, I should not feel uncomfortable going into some of the lives. I just sit there and listen because I know if I speak my truth, they jump all over me. So it's like, but I know a lot. So
Okay, well, how do you okay, hold on. Let me ask a couple more questions here.
yep.
Um, why is Michelle Karen just talking about this now? Why are you just talking about this now? Has nobody ever invited you up or let you
Nope.
have a platform to
Nope.
say how you feel? What is that
Correct.
reason?
That's correct. Nobody has given me the platform to get up and speak about what I've like, all of us. I saw your document. That was amazing. There's so many of us that have every I dotted and T crossed. You know what I mean? We've kept a full commentary of what we believe is going on. I remember in the beginning I tried to do a family tree on Malaya's side, and I couldn't even do it. Like, I would have had a whole forest to write all down, all our family names, and it's like, if people got together with different opinions and could be mature and just talk about it, do you know what I mean? And could understand, then you might have some information that you might say to me, and it might turn around and make me say to you, well, yeah, that's interesting. What about this? Like, do we have anything, of all of us sitting around? Do we have anything that's could possibly make it this be the right way? Do you know what I mean? Because we really don't have a lot of what do you call it? Substantiated information other than the RCMP notifications, and even the TV newscasts and the newspapers. They're always going to slant what they say. So honestly and truly, the only information I feel is reliable is what the RCMP have said, and the documents, what has been said in other circumstances. So
Okay, so let me ask you this.
yeah.
Have you ever dealt with an abusive situation? And I ask that as a preference to this question.
um okay, so I'm gonna be telling everybody here, my father is an alcoholic, and I grew up in a abusive family environment. That's all I want to say.
Okay, that's good enough.
That
That's perfect. So when Daniel was on the DT show, he
which
said this when he was talking about the kids and Malaya waking him up and the kids. He said, "You know what I mean? Like 30 seconds or something like that because it could be in the fridge." He was talking about the children. Okay, when he said that, he
what?
referred to the children as it. That is, kind of suggestion of abuse. So he also says later on in that interview, but the most of the black eyes were probably from Lily. So most and probably
Oh yeah,
because
because
I don't want to say 100% because Jack was really clumsy too. Like when we used to take him through the woods, he would fall a lot. I remember one time Jack ran into a doorknob on the door. Duh, you just
yep,
said doorknob, you tard.
yep,
They would throw stuff at
yep.
each other. They were quite aggressive towards each other. I
Kids,
have a voice that they listen to. Lily would pull her hair out. Are those not things that an abuser says? Oh, they walked into a doorknob. Up, they ran into, this or that. That is
Mm,
what they say.
I look at it as like okay, here I go. I'm going to spill my. I suffer from ADHD, and I have suffered from it from what since I was a child, but only diagnosed last year, if you can believe it. Um, and I've gone through the whole formal testing, so it's not something that I'm making up. I have an actual condition or whatever you want to call it. But I remember what I was like when I was a kid with my brothers. I would get I would get like almost vicious. Like if my brothers tried to pin me down and we were downstairs in the basement, I'd throw a dart and I stuck it in my brother's head. It's if you're fighting, like when you're kids, you fight and they don't they don't stop. I had two brothers and me, you know, and a lot of times they get it. We got into it, and it was, you know, and then you hug out afterwards. But yeah, we used to play fight, and a lot of times my dad would play fight with us, and he'd be hanging us upside down and whatever, but he wasn't hurting us. Do you know what I mean? It was just a lot of
Yeah.
it, a lot of it was play fighting that could have got to the next step. Somebody would jump in, especially with my brothers.
And do you not think that neglect and all of that is not abuse?
Um, well, I'll say one thing, and this is all I want to say on it is I love seeing Meadow now. She's walking. Um, she
So
never
you
walked.
know, so wait a minute. Do you know the Martells? Are you like, do you know Janie and Daniel? And do you know the Martells and McKenzie's like personally?
I'm not going to answer that question. You can take it for what it is. But I've the Daniel's pictures. To see Meadow walking now. And I don't even know how old she is now, 18 months, there and abouts. And it was because Malaya would hang her on her hip the whole time. She would never put her down on the ground. She was always carrying her around. And Meadow also looks amazing. She's put on some weight and, you know, she looks a lot healthier. And that's what I'll say.
Fair enough. I don't want to dox you or make you say anything that you're not willing to say. So that's fair enough for me right now.
Okay.
Um, have you told the RCMP your theory and why you think the kids are alive? And do you think you know where they might be? And if so, where is that?
Okay. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I will go ahead. Um, I submitted and continued to submit documents and information um, to Major Crimes. I have had my information and I've had a full screening recorded. They asked me all these questions because I went crazy. You know what I mean um, on information, people, and I did most of it through Facebook. People think their pictures on are blocked or hidden, but if you go in and you look at their likes and that, you can click on those and it tells you all the people that like the picture, and then you can just drive off of that, and you find a lot of information from doing that as well. And yes, the RCMP, I've spoken to them a couple more times. The RCMP have spoken to me directly, and I've had my, where they tell you to say your name, your date of birth, your address, phone number, all of that, and you have to say what time of day it is and what date it is. Yes, I've done that with major crimes, and it wasn't low down. It was the top person.
Yeah, I spoke with RCMP myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that. So I I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with you about the kids being alive.
Okay,
There's
that's
just
fine.
not enough facts for me to back that up. I hope that they are. I really hope that they are.
Yep.
But there's just not enough facts out there for me to believe it. There's more facts that we know that lean the other way for me. But I'm open to, if you come up with something, by all means, prove me wrong. Please, I beg you, prove me wrong. I
Okay.
beg that somebody can. I am willing to listen to you. I'm even willing to listen to Durwood, Janie, Daniel, whatever. And I can be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I think more of is if people would just stop all the bashing. Do you know what I mean? Put yourself in any of their shoes, any of them, and
I've
even
lived it.
Malaya, even Malaya. You know what I mean? Because she hasn't spoken at all. Like they like I don't know. You know all this stuff about Janie and her rake and the jokes and the people commentating and making songs up about it. If that was me, I would be like it would traumatize me.
But you don't think she somewhat brought that on herself when she said she was raking, then she said she wasn't, then she said she was putting up a pool, but yet she wasn't raking. She didn't like the kids scream, but yet she was going to put it right in front of her camper. That is why people are on her so bad. Like, does that not make you take a step back and go, and make you think?
No, because I've actually spoken to her, and she's a really nice lady.
Okay.
Just
Fair
so you
enough.
know,
You've spoken to her and I haven't. And I'm more than willing to speak with her. Like I said, I
she's a
want
super
somebody to
nice
prove
lady.
me wrong.
Hmm.
I do. Prove me wrong. I can be an adult. I can be nice. I may not like you, but I can be nice.
I think you might like me.
We'll see.
No, we have the same sort of snarky thing. Um,
I'm
I've
very snarky.
I've been
So
watching all of you guys, and it's too bad that so many people that don't have the same opinion as all of you creators um, can't feel safe or come up and just say what they're thinking without being jumped upon and trashed or whatever in the commentary. So that's why we sit back and we don't say much.
well, I can tell you the whole time we've been talking pretty much except for a couple, not the exact whole time. Um, I've not been looking at comments and I'm sure you're probably getting trashed. And I don't want people to do that. I want you to be able to speak your piece, but I also want somebody to prove me wrong. And you seem
Yep.
like you had a different opinion than me.
Yep.
And honestly, I wanted proof that you weren't Daniel because I thought you were. And then I heard a female voice. I'm like, okay, well, it's not Daniel at least. But I want somebody with a difference of opinion because we've not all lived the same life, right? My
No.
son went missing. He was gone for a week. I
Yeah.
was on
I heard your story.
TikTok. I was on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was on Facebook begging for help. I had dogs coming in from another state
Yeah. I
to
can
come
only
search
imagine.
for him. And the person that found him ended up being a cop. I had two cop friends on TikTok when I had it. One
Yeah.
of them was in my state. He was in my state capital. He did some digging. He is actually the one that tracked my son's location and found him. He was then unalived several months later.
Oh Jesus.
So I have been in Malaya's shoes. And I can tell you, as a mom who's been in her shoes, she is not acting normal.
Of
Okay, I'm
course not.
not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to down her. She's not acting normal. Like I said earlier, I could understand if she were angry. I could understand if she was sad and crying. What I can't understand is her inability to show any emotion
Correct.
and be completely blocked off. And
Correct.
Daniel, what he says to me, not like to me when he talks, but when he's on interviews, it's like he's got this script and he's sticking to it. He went through all the dirt roads and he looked in all the culverts and he went to waist high deep water and all this stuff, right? It's the constant same thing every time. And that doesn't ring true to me because of the way he does it. I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of people and I don't trust him. Does that mean I can prove that he harmed the kids? No, it doesn't. But what I can prove is abuse in the home. What I can prove is that they were neglected, because I know that CPS does not go in for autistic children. Okay, let me rephrase that. I know in the States that CPS does not go in for autistic children. How do I know that? My son is autistic,
Yeah.
and I've never once had a CPS visit because he was autistic. Never once for his behavior. I got a CPS visit one time because he come home to my home in bruises, and I called CPS, and CPS came and interviewed him.
Yeah.
I've had CPS come to my home because my son was an idiot and took
Yeah.
a BB gun to a park,
Oh, Jesus.
and the kid that was picking on him, he showed him the BB gun and told him to back off like an idiot. And yeah, he wasn't very smart in that situation. But and I admit that. He would admit it if he were still alive that that was a dumb thing to do.
Right.
CPS visited me in that and said, "Hey, how did he get a gun?" Well, come to find out, he stole it from his dad's house.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it.
Mm.
So there are things that CPS will come visit for and things that they won't. In the US, they will not come visit for um, autism. I
What
know that.
what
Uh,
CPS was involved in was supposedly to help with their learning abilities and their delay that in school. They weren't up to things, so they were going to get them tested. And in Canada, they, I don't know if they have it in the United States. You get an, I think it's called an IPS. It's you can be um and if you get put on a special program with all the different ins outs and whatever, you get extra um classes and teachings from specific teachers that are specialized in it. So you can also be highly gifted, but you can also be down on the spectrum, and or you can also be have autism or ADHD or any of those things. And they put together a specialized program for the kids, and they normally keep it all the way through until they finish high school. And so that's what the original CPS thing. CPS was supposed to help Malaya and Daniel get through all the crap and all the long waiting. They were supposed to, because they had the contacts and the people to get them through all of that. All the government stuff that had to be done, testing and all that stuff. CPS could do it quicker than going to a doctor and waiting for that. They could cut right through the red tape. So that's
they
what
can, but I don't. And I'm not from Canada. I know you say
I know. I know you.
you're from there.
I've listened to you, Melissa, many times when you've been on Charmaine's, when you've been on Sunny's. Like, I've listened to you many, many times.
Yeah, that's generally where I go. And I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm right and you're wrong,
Of course.
in any sense. And I'm trying to keep an open mind. I really, really am. I am one of those people that I need proof,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So that's just how I am. And I don't have the proof my way and I don't have the proof your way.
Yep.
But the proof that I do have, the evidence I do have from their own mouths leads me to believe more my way than your way. But that aside, the point of it is Jack and Lily.
Of
Where
course.
are Jack
Where
and
are
Lily?
they?
That is the only thing that anybody should be concerned about, in all honesty. Now, somebody did ask, and they want me to ask you, are you related to Durwood or any of the family?
No, none.
Okay.
I live in
So
Burlington, Ontario.
you live in where?
Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Ontario is a province in Canada, and the city is called Burlington.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Canada, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess, is there anything else you want to say? Let me scroll down here. Um,
I think honestly and truly, on both sides of the coin, and like what everybody believes, they 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 um they have to find where the kids are before they can actually finalize all this. They can't do it now because it's like, I know Daniel has no criminal record. I'm assuming, I don't know, Malaya has a criminal record in any sort. So they need to find where those kids are.
I agree. I
And
agree.
that's why we're waiting. And you're correct, just so you know. I know you obviously have other people. The blanket is back. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. They just have to do final stages.
But I also know that I'm not allowed to talk about it. So
Yes.
that's why my answer earlier was not that can be shared publicly.
Correct. Yep. Nobody's allowed to talk about a lot of things.
And that's, I understand, that the RCMP doesn't normally give out information. And I get that. And I wish that they would, because I think that it would calm down a lot of the speculation and theories. And, mostly what creators, and I don't consider myself a creator, but a lot of what these guys do, and I know them in the background, is they work off of things that we can verify, and we trust but verify 90% of what we do.
Right.
And that's different than some of the creators. I won't name names, but some
Right.
of the creators that just don't give a flying hoot
Yep.
and just say whatever they want.
Hmm.
And that doesn't help the case either. Social media can be a hindrance or a help, right? We can either help the case and try to figure it out, or we can hinder it and call in bullshit uh
Yeah.
tips and everything else and
Yeah.
bog down the
Uh,
search.
yeah. They have to go through every single phone call, every single email, and be able to say this is not part of the case, or this is why it's not correct. So the more, crazy things that are going to the RCMP is actually stopping them from actually being able to do a lot of the things to get to the final the final um, outcome, or trying to figure out where the kids are. And
So,
they do
so
have a social media team.
yes, they do. I know. I spoke with our CMP. So if the children are alive,
Yep.
why has nobody came forward, in your opinion, since you think that the kids are alive? I think they're not, and they're just not going to turn on each other. But in your opinion, since you think they're alive,
Yep.
why has nobody came forward and claimed the money?
Because no family member can actually get the money. Um, that's the way it works. It can't be an immediate family member or an extended family member, and the case isn't solved. I believe that it's going to get solved by a fluky situation. Somebody's going to see them, or they got to go to the dentist or go to the doctors at some point. You know what I mean? And they're being taken care of. I think they're being taken care of. And Malaya just had some major, I guess it was paranoia that CPS was actually going to take the kids. So she wanted them hidden.
So have you ever been on Sunny's live?
I watch in her commentary all the time. She actually, I don't mean to be rude, but I spoke on her live twice, and she in the commentary I said my thing, and she ripped a strip off of me one side and down the other. So I won't say anything more in her. her lives.
Okay. And Wolfie wants to know.
Oh, here
And
comes
like I
Wolf.
said, you can tell me you don't want to answer these if you don't want to. What would you say or do if you're wrong and the children are no longer alive?
Which I would hope that the people, if it's reciprocated, and that people, um, if we find out that Daniel and Janie and everything are free of anything, and that it's actually Malaya and her family, then they're alive. I would hope, like, I would apologize. Okay. I would apologize for, but I haven't bashed anyone. You know what I mean? I haven't bashed anybody because I believe a certain way. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of these people that,
I have.
yeah, I haven't. So I'm more, I would feel, I would be very upset. I would, I'd be very upset if I heard that they were unalived.
I mean, I have ripped into Daniel and I've ripped into Malaya, but I'm also the first one to say, okay, sorry, I was wrong. And I will eat my words and I will eat
Yeah.
crow on that.
Yep.
However, I can also back up what I think with facts.
Yep.
So I have a reason to believe the way I believe. And some of the facts I know, the general public may not know. And
Right.
that's fine
Yep.
because certain things can't be released. They just can't
That's
because
correct.
they're sensitive to the investigation or they're sensitive to whatever. And I can't release that. However, I have a reason to believe the way I believe. You have a reason to believe the way you believe. And just because we don't agree
Right.
doesn't mean that you're any less or any more right than me. And it
Correct.
doesn't mean I'm any more, less, or right than you.
Correct.
So I agree. People should adult up
Yep.
and keep their minds open and talk like adults. And that's fine. But the problem is you have certain people that are not willing to do that. You
No,
have certain people that are willing to go below the belt. And that's not okay. Like I said before, the focus needs to be on Jack and Lily
that's
because
it.
they are the ones
That's
that are
it.
important.
Yep.
Finding them, whether they're alive or not, is what's important. I myself have had hours of conversation with Belinda on the
Yep.
phone. Love her. Um, I am this is an open offer. I'm willing to talk to Daniel. I'm willing to talk to Derwood. I'm willing to talk to Janie. I'm willing to talk to any of them that want to come talk. But I need them to not bash and be just as respectful as I am to them, whether or not we agree.
Yep. I agree with
Oh,
you on that. I don't think you'll get Janie.
oh,
Um,
I won't get any of them. I know that.
yeah, but they made it. They made the choice to back away from social media, just because they were like it. It was like going crazy. Some of the stuff that was being said about them and all that. That they backed away, and they actually both feel so much better not having that day to day. So they do go in once in a blue moon, but they're not on social media every day. They check, they do, but it's not part of their lives anymore, and they both feel a lot better for it because it's been really hard on both of them.
I'm sure it has. Um, whether they're alive or not, their kids aren't there.
Yeah.
So, alive or not, I'm sure it is hard. So, B in Florida said, "Why would you have special knowledge about the kids above anyone else?" B, I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking to Karen. Please clarify, and I will try to get an answer. Um, so let me go down here.
I
So,
can answer that. I can answer that question for B,
okay, go ahead.
because from day one, I have reached out to both Daniel and Janie, and I've had conversations with them, not about the case altogether, talking about their day or whatever. So I know a lot about, certain things. I don't, obviously neither one of them can talk about anything to do with the case. that is not to be able to be repeated. Never, nada, nada, nada. But you become aware of certain things, and I just have befriended both of them. I talk to them both regularly, and I talked to Belinda actually 2 times. She doesn't remember my name probably. I was asking, and who else have I spoken to? I've spoken to Cheryl Christine. It's like they're all people, right? Um, and I just want to hear what they have to say. And you just sort of, it's no problem. Like, and you can reach out to any one of them. It's up to them if they choose to speak to you or not. So,
I will say I have reached out to Daniel and
uh,
I have reached out to Malaya both, and I don't expect an answer.
on
Uh,
Malay for sure, you wouldn't get an answer.
Durwood was in here earlier. I said, "Hey, you want to come up? Let's talk. I got questions for you too."
Mm.
So, um, let me see.
Like
Let
I
me get
just,
up here.
I'm an
So,
honest grandmother of 62 years old, and I've retired and I live in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. That's who I am. So, what's your facts or reason to believe? Okay, my facts are what everybody's facts should be. And the only facts I believe in are facts that have been given out by the RCMP, and the documents that have what you call it, the documents that were released.
the court
Some,
documents.
yeah, I was trying to think of the word. You know, what has been said in that. And if anybody knows who the seventh person that got polygraphed, oh, I'd love to know that answer. It's redacted. It's redacted in the documents who the seventh person was, because they did 7 polygraphs, and we know who the 6 are, but don't know who the seventh is. So
Correct.
yeah, but I just I'm a smart, intelligent person. I'm somebody who thinks outside of the box. I'm not everything's black and white, and I've done a lot of work personally on the case, um, and I've done a lot of it for my own well-being, because I'd love to. I'm not saying I'm going to solve it, but I'd like to help find them if I can. I think honestly and truly, with what I believe that they're still alive, I think it's ultimately, where did Melissa have them transported to? Not Melissa,
I didn't have them transported
Malaya.
nowhere now.
Sorry, Malaya, because that's what I think has happened. Because it's her words that she said to her mother. I have another plan. Like that is just, it almost like, ooh, you know what I mean? That's the part that really bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. And, for me, I'm not saying that my facts are, 1000%. I'm just going off of what Daniel has said and the
Yep,
words that he's actually said, and Malaya and the way she has talked, and the court documents. And trust me, when I first started, I gave Daniel and Malaya both the benefit of the doubt.
yep,
I tried to come up with reasons other than what I think happened, and I can't find it. However, that
yep,
being said, even though I think mine is correct based on court documents and things of that nature, I'm still trying to keep an open mind. So I'm not saying that, you're right, I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm right, you're wrong. But I don't think just taking the words of, "Oh, they walked off in the woods, told you they had autism." That to me sounds like, "Oh, well, see, this is our excuse."
Yeah.
here we go. Like, it just
But
doesn't make any sense to me.
we knew, well, you and I obviously knew. I can't speak for anybody else, but we knew that Malaya saying that the kids were missing in the woods and they had a 20-minute leeway, or what do you call it, head start, couldn't have happened. It couldn't have happened. It was like she lied to both Daniel and to Janie right off the bat and had them believe that, so that they would go off into the woods and go looking. It's because what I honestly believe is Malaya and Meadow were supposed to go in another vehicle, and because she got caught out there, the two kids got away with whoever took them, but the second vehicle um, couldn't come in because she got caught. She got caught um, down there and wasn't able to get in the vehicle and get away.
So, a lot of people are saying a name. Are you D Mats?
Oh, definitely not.
So,
No.
do you do like cards, or did you just come into this case by watching social media?
Yeah, I've always been interested in true crime. Yep, always have. And but it's like, I didn't really get into it until it was something in Canada. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and don't get me wrong when I say this, I've actually enjoyed trying to research it and do all the things and find information and answers to help find those two children. And that's the only thing that should be on everybody's mind is, where are the kids? And if I say they're alive, let's bring them home.
So, you're not enjoy either?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm none of them.
Well, I've got some other things I want to talk about that I have started. So this is your chance to say anything else. I just ask that when you comment in chat that you say "in my opinion" and
Oh,
you don't make it sound like it's factual. Just like
right.
I have to say "in my opinion" that I don't believe they're alive. Just please respect that
Of
and
course.
do that.
Okay, I will. I don't really have anything more to say. I just hope that people, when they're listening in commentary, or they're responding in commentary, that they don't prejudge who that person could be, because um, you might say it's somebody else, but it really isn't. And you could lose somebody from opening up and telling what they think, which could twig somebody else's thought patterns, and it could end up opening something up, you know? Um, but that's all. Like, you know what? I've from day one, all I want to do is, in in my opinion, what I'm gonna say is bring Jack and Lily home, and
Very correct.
that's it.
So I had two more people ask a question real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go and
Okay.
answer some other things that I had starred. Um, are you Sandy or Leanne?
Who are they?
I have no idea.
I have no clue who
I'm
they are.
supposed to ask you what Sandy suggested and ask you if you are Leanne, something like that.
I don't know who those people are. If you're talking Sandy, the head, are you talking Sandy in the RCMP? I don't know who you're talking about.
Whoever asked about Sandy, can you um clarify for that? Because I don't know. Hold on
I
just
don't
a minute.
I've never heard those names.
Okay, I'm not. I don't see anything. So anyway,
Okay.
I guess that's the answer to those. And I'm gonna go ahead and go over a couple other things, and then
Okay.
I'm probably gonna call it because I didn't realize I've been on here 3 hours already.
Thanks, Melissa, for letting me come up. I really appreciate it. And um, I think as we all get, if we all can actually come together and think about things, we might end up with our differences opinion might end up actually finding something out that solves the case.
Very
That's
possible. Hey, do
yeah.
you know Brad Wong or Justin Smith by any chance?
Okay. Do I do I get to share my opinion or do I know
Um,
them?
I
I
want
don't.
to know. Well, I want to know first of all, do you know them,
No, I do
and
not.
what you think about them?
Well, I know what you all you guys think of them, but I don't agree with you in any shape or form. Yeah, and if you think Brad Wong is not still stealing and robbing his neighbors, he sure is. He's a big trailer behind his truck, and he's always scoping everybody to find what he can steal. So I don't believe what you guys believe about him. And the thing about it is, you still are going after that 5 speed car. Daniel's never owned a 5 speed car, and he's never owned a Kia Rio or Sportage. So I don't. That's what I'll say.
Do you know that for a fact? Is that something
Yes, I
he
do.
has told you?
Huh? He sent. Yes, I know that for a fact. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and then I'm
No problem.
going to answer some other things. But thank you for coming up and proving that you're not Daniel.
Okay. Take care, Melissa.
You too. Okay. So that's that. I didn't expect that to happen tonight. Okay. So a couple things I starred as she was talking that I caught, and sorry I couldn't catch all of the chat. Susie Q, you said that I reference her beliefs and understanding often based on, I'm assuming, my private situation, just seeking understanding. I don't understand what you want to know. My son was missing. He was found. He was later unalived. What what more can I tell you? Like I don't understand what more you want to know. I'm not going to give his name or anything like that. He was 20. He will forever be 20. He will forever be missed. And I don't know what else you want. So, Miss Tiffy, Durwood, don't even grace these people with your presence. Well, guess what, Miss Tiffy? You can leave too because I'm just trying to get to the bottom of things. This was an impromptu thing, hadn't planned on being on for over 3 hours. And yes, you do have a parent teacher conference over um, behavioral issues, not CPS. However, I mean, I believe, in my opinion, that CPS was called due to the bruises. I don't have proof of that, but that is what I think. They don't do visits to check autism here either. Not in uh, not in Indiana. They don't. It's a process through doctors. Yeah, we had to go through several doctors, and then he went and seen a specialist, and he had to have some kind of test, and it's like they asked him like what this was, and he didn't just say phone. He said cell phone and different things. It was a weird test. I'd never seen anything like it. It was different. And Marie, you want to know why am I releasing what? I don't know. Hold on a minute, guys. You guys are blowing me up here. I wasn't expecting this. Um I don't know what I released. If you're talking about the blanket, I didn't release anything. I just said that yes, things are back and it's not allowed to be reported publicly. And I haven't heard it with my own two ears, but I have been told about it. No one needs to talk online, and no one should be scared to talk to the RCMP about two missing children. I could not agree more. Could not agree more. So there's the Wong question. I remember that one. Yes, thank you for being here. They want you to ask her my question. Oh, shoot. Did I miss one? I'm sorry. I tried to get all of them. I'm sorry. Sherman, I seriously cannot believe my ears. I heard her out. She didn't change my mind, but I heard her out. That's, the best I can do. I'm way behind on this live, so my comments may not jive with that may be why I don't understand. I don't believe Brad nor the other guy. Okay. And that's, I tend to believe him, but if you don't want to, I mean, that's on you. We can agree to disagree. We're all adults here. How do you know, Karen from Janie? Come on. I don't know. I just know she's not Daniel, who is who I initially thought she was. She did say that. Are we on candid camera? No, I'm off camera right now because I'm having a cigarette. Same as Dirt, taking the info, told to them and running with it. Yeah. How? Fact how? I don't understand what you mean by that. You can see Wong's truck from Burlington. Crazy. Okay. Can I prove what? Oh, about Brad stealing? I can't. Maybe she thinks different. Maybe she just knows what she's been told. I don't know. But I can say I have personally spoken with Brad many a time, and we've sent voice messages back and forth and private messages back and forth. His story has never changed, and I tend to believe what he's telling me because I don't have anything that contradicts what he's saying. He did initially say 3 to 4 times, and it ends up he gave us the times and it was 4. So I don't know where you got the 5 or 6, but he did say in the ones that I have seen, he said 3 to 4, and that is what when he gave us his timeline, how many trips there were. I do believe Brad is stealing pieces of blankets from the neighbors. I mean, who wouldn't? Now, Nova, I know you've got to be saying that sarcastically. Boss Man has a defamation case against Karen, in my opinion. Very possible. Very possible. Melissa, I love you doing lives and panels. Oh, thank you. I don't do them very often. That's what they do, come in and distract. Yes, but I'm willing to hear them out. Maybe you'll change my mind. I'm willing to hear anybody out. Change my mind. Thank you, chat, for being kind and asking questions. Yes. Yeah, Nova, what are you still doing awake? I'm choking. What the F? I haven't been this mad since I forced myself to watch a certain intoxicated bird brain. Just because I don't agree with her, doesn't mean I can't be nice, but I think she's believing the wrong people, but we'll find out when the kids are found. I mean, plain and simple as that. Can't say as I disagree, but I'm trying to be nice here. Thank you, Melissa, for giving her a chance to speak, even though she's full of. Yeah, I'll give anybody a chance to speak. It don't mean I'm gonna agree with you or we're gonna be besties, but I'll give them a chance to speak. Change my mind. Prove me wrong. We love you, Melissa. Sending hugs and prayers. Okay, you guys must be talking about when I talked about my son. All right, the blanket. I forgot about the blanket. Wonder what happened to it. I don't know. I know that Major Crimes has it, so I would hope that they would be smart enough to test it. Hugs and prayers. Yes. RCMP hasn't said they were hidden. No, they haven't. They said there's no evidence of abduction and there's no evidence of a crime thus far, but they didn't really look for evidence of a crime very hard, in my opinion, um, based on the railing of the trailer. Well, for the first 5 years I've caught, this has been an experience. Thank you for the awareness. You're doing a great job, and I really appreciate the document as well. Thank you. I did my best. It gets updated a lot. Trust me. Um, okay. Um, I just got sidetracked. Um, I'll deal with you in a minute. Anyway, yeah, I haven't done a live by myself in a long time. I usually just go up on other people's. Well, so you're way behind. You did not. That Michelle with 20 names. Yes, I did let her up. Thanks. I know that I don't all about know all about your boy, but I appreciate your insight in the case. Well, Susie, that's what I'm saying. I'm not giving, you know, out personal information of his. Um, but I have no problem talking about my child. And I think that's one insight that I bring into this is my personal experience. And whether we like it or not, whether it's you, me, or Joe Blow down the street, we all have a past. We all have personal experiences that shape the way we think and feel. So I have a weird insight into this. So did we figure out who Michelle is or what? Not that I know of, not yet. Melissa, so sorry. Who would try to open a wound like that? I don't know. She says she does, Betty. She said she does. I'm so confused. I am. I'm very confused. I do too, Chelsea. I do too. I think a lot of people do. It changed and it is in the documents. Docs changed. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Mariska gets her info from DT. Exactly. There's no reason for Brad to lie. None whatsoever. It is on your docs first 3 or 4 and then 5 or 6. Okay, well, I might be wrong, but I know that he told us 4. And, you know, if you're trying to think back and remember exactly how many times something went by your house, yes, you're thinking back. Yes, it's kind of burnt into your memory. But at the same time, you have to really think like, okay, was it, you really got to concentrate. So I give him some leeway with that because he's not only told us how many times, but where it went. Thank you, Chelsea. I believe, Brad, everyone has a past. Exactly. I mean, I'll tell you mine. I mean, we all have a past. But if I told you my past, you wouldn't be sitting here listening to me right now. Everyone has a past, and even if he's stealing things, still doesn't reason to dismiss him, in my opinion. I agree. Do I agree? Do I agree? Stealing? No. But it wouldn't completely dismiss him. I agree. Fully. Fully agree with that. I tried to be patient. I tried to give her, change my mind. Do it. Somebody, anybody. Prove me wrong. Doesn't make sense. Why would she take the 3 of them? Why would she have 2 vehicles involved? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me either. Personally, if you're going to take off with the kids, I don't know, you take off with all 3. You don't come back from your grandma's house. You were already there with all your dang on laundry. Like, I mean, in my opinion. But yeah. I don't care if Brad was a thief or is a thief. He lied about the car, and there is no evidence to corroborate his story. You're right. There's no evidence to corroborate it, but there's no evidence to dismiss it either. They're just saying it wasn't caught on camera. They're not saying that it was wrong. They're not saying he was wrong. In the footnotes of the court documents, it tells you that Daniel was mistaken and Daniel was wrong on this, but it doesn't with Brad. Whether or not you believe Brad or don't believe Brad, something happened to Jack and Lily. And that's what we're trying to figure out. 69 watching. Oh my gosh. Woohoo. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. No, I'm kidding. Mariska, can you prove he lied about the car, or is that your opinion? Exactly. I mean, prove me wrong. American Justice, great job. I mean, I'm trying to keep an open mind here, guys. I really am. Happy that you caught the live too, CJ. Uh, Marie, it is the document, the Google Docs that AJ made. It's a great place to find info. That is linked in the description below if you guys want to go give it a read. So you did a great job. Thank you. It does say that Brad lied about the car. Okay. All right. I'll go look at it again. I'll go look at it again. I'll see. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But I still believe Brad. Learning to read also great. I am a smartass. And I don't know how to read. I'm illiterate. And didn't someone else say they heard the car too? Yes, Justin Smith did. He said, I think once or twice, if I remember correctly. There is no way she is not related to the family in some way. She knows too much. I won't comment. But does she or suspect? I call bullshit myself. Again, I won't comment. I don't believe she's right. I'm going to agree to disagree with her. Brad could be lying, but I'll give more credit. I'll give him more credit than some others. Exactly. I got to pick the lesser of two evils. I believe Karen is talking to Daniel, and that is where she's getting her info. Very plausible. Very plausible. And there's no evidence to dismiss. Exactly. Kawabble weight. There's absolutely no logic or reason for Malaya to hide the children. It doesn't make sense. I agree with you fully. And if she's gonna hide one, then she would hide all three, in my opinion, not just one. I think that she would at least be calling or checking on the children. And I believe she's being monitored. Or at least if I was RCMP, I would be monitoring to see where she goes and see if she leads me to them, because oftentimes people will revisit the crime scene. And that is generally how they get caught. They will show up at a person's funeral. They will try to insert themselves into an investigation, and they will revisit crime scenes. I see it over and over and over. Well, we are all commenting, so why not Kobabaway as well? I'm trying. I'm trying here, guys. You're killing me. I think I'm almost caught up. If Malaya did what people are claiming, she wouldn't have called 911 so quickly or want to call them at all. Exactly. I think she would have called. I think it would have just been later. I see a lot of thank yous. You're welcome. Chelsea, mom. So Belinda didn't know you were still up. Hello. Be like, yeah, still listen to that bitch talk. Can you go live more? I will try. No promises. Kind of weird. Durward showed up when she was talking. I'm going crazy. Well, you know how I just got kind of flustered a second ago? That's because I got a message on Facebook on my other screen. Yeah, I think that one's a little more suspicious than Durwood. I'm sweet. I am sweetie, staying quiet. Miss Belinda, get your hind end to bed. You need rest, honey. Don't run yourself down, please. Belinda, you're still here. Sweet dreams, yes. Okay, I am finally caught up. So, oh my god, I can't believe I've been on here 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna head off of here, unless somebody wants to go over something or talk about something, because I am talked out. Um, I really don't have anything to say. I just wanted to come on and talk about, like I said, I went down the rabbit hole of if they walked off, how long they could be out there without hypothermia, And that led to me saying, "Oh, I should do a live. Nobody else is live. I'm bored." Um, and then this is what you get. No offense. Don't worry, Durwood got a new tip from Wade saying Dan. Oh Lord, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. And I tell you why. A lot of people in the rug world um, will do pretty sketchy things to get money. So that wouldn't necessarily surprise me. What? What? Now? Not now. I just got riled up. Well, give me something to talk about. Yeah, I couldn't stay quiet today. Hey, I'm glad you didn't, and I agree with you, Chelsea. And I'm sorry some of the things I got. I had to say, but and I'm not trying to be mean. Um, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody any more than you guys are already hurting. And so I thank you for being here. But I also try to be conscious of everything else, I guess is the way to put it. Hiding your own children at someone's house isn't a crime. It doesn't require a call to law enforcement to say they are missing. No, it does not. Now, that being said, it does not if the okay, if she would have take Jack and Lily, right, and she hides them with somebody, she doesn't have to call 911 at all. She doesn't have to say they're missing, none of that. However, if she would have taken Meadow, then and refused to say where she was at, she could get charged with parental kidnapping. And the only reason I know that is because I was kidnapped when I was 3 years old. I was in foster care, and my mother told me, "Hey, we're going to go get ice cream." Guess what? To this day, I still remind her she did not get me ice cream on the way to Florida, and she is now a felon because she got charged with parental kidnapping. So, I mean, it depends on which kid she took. Thank you, Happy Turtle. Yeah, he made a note of that. Melissa, this has been a great life. Thank you. Chelsea, you don't have to. I don't know what she's saying. I'm glad you were here, Chelsea. I'm glad you didn't stay quiet. I agree with a lot of what you said. What are your thoughts on fake profiles? Look, I get it. You may not want people to know who you are. But if you're and I don't mind that. But if you make a fake profile just to troll somebody, grow up. We're not in kindergarten. Thank you again. You're welcome, honey. Let's talk about that message in my inbox. Let's not. Not right now. Maybe the next live. I need to get some more. Not yet. Great life. Thank you. Too much coffee for me. I think I've had too much tea. I've got too much sugar in my body right now. Be in Florida. When will kids touch grass again? Because when someone sees them, they are going for that. Yeah. I don't. I sadly don't believe the kids are with us anymore. I know. Aren't they so cute? Are they just adorable? Just looking at, and I gotta say that's a pretty tree. I don't know whose tree that is, but that's really pretty. I like that. But of course, my favorite color is blue too. So great live, Melissa. You should do more. Good night, everyone. Love prayers, Belinda, Chelsea, and everyone. Yes, thank you. I will try, but I'm not sure. Sweetie, I love your fire and smarts. You must be talking about your daughter because you ain't talking about me. I'm dumb. I don't know nothing. I am not singing it, Ginger Snap. It's gonna be stuck in my head all night. It's all good. Get some rest. Thank you. Okay. Literally the sweetest. Okay. Oh, that was just for ma'am laughing out. My bad. Okay. They are perfect, aren't they? There's the sweetest little things. All right. So I'm gonna get off here. Thank you all for tuning in for my rambles tonight and my why I don't think they walked off theory. Thank you for the questions. And even though I don't agree with her, thank you for Karen coming up, and I, I'll hear her out, but she did not change my mind. So, good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. And if I don't see you before, Happy New Year. Night.